Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft, here with Skip Bayless and I think Shannon Sharpe. Morning. Morning, guys.
Skip. How you doing, Skip?
I told you that is sacrilegious. I told you that's straight blasphemy. I told you you were disqualified from trying to call your guy the GOAT because he is the worst late-game clutch free throw shooter in the history of basketball.
What about last night?
History of basketball.
What about last night?
He didn't shoot clutch late-game free
What about
throws.
last night?
Are you going to say GOAT off last night?
All this Henny on me. Drink with me, baby. Drink with me, baby.
I can't hear him.
I don't know.
Hey, Skip Bayless. How you doing today, Skip? Did you still go?
I've been better.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Really?
Wow. I've been waiting to see this.
You know what, Skip? I told you what was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
After he missed those free throws the other night, I said, Skip, he's going to come back and have you a 30-point triple-double. If somebody could have made one shot, the fourth quarter, Skip, we got a 40-point triple-double.
Brandon Ingram shot an air ball at the end of the game.
Lonzo Ball wouldn't shoot it at all.
Well,
How you doing, Skip?
In a minute.
How you doing, Skip?
Doing pretty well.
Let me, you know what, Skip?
So,
help
Jenny,
with this? Okay.
I want to congratulate Shannon Sharpe. He finally won a bet
He
from me.
did.
Last night, he dropped his caseload from 13 cases of Diet Mountain Dew all the way to 11. You're only 11 cases down now. Have yourself a gummy bear.
You want one of these?
Thank you, though. But
gonna
you
do it.
enjoy.
I'm
No, because
real
you know,
good.
I ain't going to, you want one, Skip?
I hear those are laced with something.
You know what, Skip? I'm trying to, you know what? I don't know why I share information with you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to come out here and tell everybody what I be doing.
Yeah.
You bring everything up here. Okay.
Okay, now
Well,
that we have that out of the way,
we
Jenny,
are-
here we go. How are you?
What you want to talk about today?
Did we do our thing?
No, you didn't even
Okay.
do it
I
yet.
just tried to find Jenny. Hold on, Skip, before you go. What are we going to talk about today?
Let's talk about your guy.
Okay. We got a lot to talk about.
You back.
We're going to get to this. We're going to let you, take a moment. But we're also going to hear if Skip can defend Tom Brady and his noodle arm.
What?
That was said.
What?
And also,
We're going to get struck by lightning.
No, we're not.
what about Shannon's guy, Aaron Rodgers? Why is he the underdog tonight? We're going to get to all that. But hey, since Shannon came prepared, let's start with the Lakers. LeBron had arguably his best game as a Laker last night against the Blazers. The King came out firing, making 5 3-pointers, finishing with a season-high 44 points. Miss Trip Dub, yeah, she almost made an appearance. Sorry, Shannon. But LeBron finished just 1 assist shy of a triple-double. He also set a big milestone in the fourth quarter, passing Will Chamberlain for 5th on the all-time scoring list. The Lakers won by 9. They've now won 4 straight games. Shannon, how impressive was LeBron?
Yeah, Shannon, how impressive.
Very.
Put your goat mask back on.
No.
Too distracting.
No. You know what, Skip Bayless? He was very impressive, and he had to remind people. He heard you talking about Joel Embiid. He heard Chris Broussard talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo and Steph Curry and KD.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Y'all
Y'all must have forgot. Did I retire? Y'all thought just because I relocated to L.A., I'm still not the same guy. I'm still the baddest man that can dribble a basketball and breathe oxygen at the same time. Skip Bayless.
Yep.
44, 10, and 9. Skip Bayless talking about, I want to see what he can He's shooting the 3. 5 or 6 last night. The efficiency was there. Free throw. Skip, I told you what he do last night. I told you that thing was going back up to 80. I'm going to win another case. I'm going to win another case.
You have no chance
Yeah,
of
I'm
winning
gonna
that
get, oh,
case.
yeah, I'm going to get that, Skip. So the efficiency was there. The free throw percentage was there. Skip was like, well, he came here, he ain't playing no defense. Your guy doesn't play any D. Why do they keep trying him? Why do you keep trying to dunk on him?
Is it my turn?
No, it's not your turn. I'm asking a rhetorical question. I do not demand a response currently. Anyway, Skip, you know this was a virtuoso. And the only thing that happened is that Miss Trip Dub, she got delayed because she had to leave Orlando because she was visiting Joel Embiid.
You're right.
So she was unable to make the connecting flight and get to LA on time.
So close.
But Brandon Ingram airballed it. Lonzo wouldn't shoot the ball. They almost ruined it. Almost. But Skip, The guy missed 2 shots in the second half. He didn't miss a free throw. He did everything they wanted him to. You used to talk about, I need the Portland Trailblazers, the second best team record-wise in the West. Now, that's the second time we done did them in. Now, you know what's going to happen. That's going to just give us more confidence. Now, Rondo broke his hand. He's going to be out 3 to 5 weeks. So we about to get even more clarity on who's doing what, when, where, and how. Skip, this is as good as it get right here. We've seen guys play okay, but we've never seen a guy play like this in year 16. The consistency they give you on a nightly basis, the 26, 8, and 8, on a nightly basis. And then he says, you know what? I think what I do tonight, Skip Bayless said he want to see me do it. So I'm going to go and hit him up. I'm going to get 16 in the first half. I'm going to get 16 in the third quarter. And just to top it off, I'm going to do another 12 in the fourth. Because I don't want to hear nothing. Because Skip Bayless always finds, Jenny, he always finds something wrong with what I do. He can't find nothing wrong. The efficiency, 68% from the floor.
Careful.
Ooh,
You better be
that was
careful.
as good as it
Is it my turn?
This was as good as it gets. And he just reminded everyone, I'm still the GOAT. Still.
You done?
I'm done.
Because you might be done for the rest of the segment.
No.
Now for what really happened in the
What
game
really
last
happened?
night. And to your point and question, Jenny, this was easily LeBron's most impressive game since he has come to Los Angeles and gone Hollywood. That was impressive, at least the 44. But now let's get to what really transpired in this basketball game. With 6 minutes left in the first half, I'm watching, me and Hazel, my little Maltese, were watching, and all of a sudden Aminu, who's guarding LeBron and doing a really good job on him in the first half, he pulls up and drains another 3. And I'm thinking, I'm up 45-32, and you gave me 4 points, so I am up 17 points at this. And I turn to Hazel and I say, you know what? We're in pretty good shape right now. I think we're good. I never go so far as to say we got this, but I was actually in the back of my mind, I was thinking we got this at that point.
Burn the money again.
And what happened? Right on schedule. Who saved your guy? My guy did, because my guy, who won't shoot, according to you, Lonzo Ball, who can't shoot, according to you, Lonzo Ball, who's basically a bust, according to you, Lonzo Ball, comes down and hits a step-back 3 from the far corner from my TV angle. If we could see this, it's up and it's good. And then he comes right back down. Dame Lillard missed one at the other end. He comes right back down on the next possession. This is Lonzo Ball, and he pulls up. I think that's still the same one. Here he comes again, and Lonzo's the far side. This is more of a wing 3 rip. And all of a sudden, I look up and think, wait a second, 13 just came all the way down to 7. And my guy saved your guy, who to that point was having a blah game. He was having an out-of-it game. I don't know. This is the game I saw. He was getting blown by time after time on defense. And by the way, his individual defensive win shares rating, last night he dropped from 67th in the league, as I told you yesterday, all the way to 117th off one game. That's hard to do, but it's because he was getting torched in the first half. He just looked out of sync, out of rhythm, out of energy. I'm thinking, LeBron, what are you doing? But maybe I got this one. So then what happened, Shannon Sharpe, Shannon Sharpe, with 49 seconds left in the first half, what happened? LeBron James got hacked, and he went to the free throw line for the first time all night. Can we see the first free throw attempt? It's up, and it's up. That was close to an air ball. And I'm thinking, oh, this is getting ugly. He's got the free throw demons. Is this the second free throw? It is up, and he LeBricked it so far left, it bounced to the right. It was pathetic, and the Laker broadcasters saying, gee, he's really in a slump now. And I'm thinking, he's in such a slump, he's starting to look like Markelle Fultz at the free throw line. This was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
So then what happens? They go the other way, and Portland misses, and here comes LeBron down the court with the basketball, and guess what he does?
What he does?
He got mad. He said, I've had enough of this. I'm sick and tired of myself. I'm going to shoot. If I can't make it from 15 feet, I'm going to make it from 20. That's 28 feet. That's 5 feet beyond the three-point line. He just pulls up out of anger and says, boom. Watch this. And how many times have I said this on the show? I love angry LeBron. That's when he plays his best, because instead of going soft like he does mentally so many times, instead of going in the tank, he started going hard at Portland, and he comes back down at the end of the half, 2 seconds left, and he pulls up from 28 again and drains another 3. And all of a sudden, I look up and I am down 4 at halftime because thanks to Lonzo Ball igniting the rally. Well, he makes 2 threes. They were game savers.
No,
trust
we're
me.
not no game
and
savers.
that launched, that ignited a, 20-7, 22-7 run. I've got it here somewhere at the, no, I'm sorry, 27-10. A 27-10 run from me up 13 to me down 4. And with the 4 points that I have, I'm tied at halftime. And I turned to Hazel and I said, we don't got this because it felt like LeBron and company had just taken over the game, and they did. From that point forward, it was not a basketball game.
Well, here's the thing, though, Skip. I felt that LeBron saw this game slipping away because they had the lead early. They got careless with the basketball. Portland started getting everything they wanted. They started going to the rim. They started hitting the three. They started hitting the mid-range shot. So now LeBron is like, okay, enough of this. I've tried to let you guys figure this thing out. But before we go down any further, I'm going to take it over. And boy, oh boy, did he take it over.
After Lonzo took
Skip,
those are game savers.
Stop, Skip.
Trust me, that game is teetering on Portland blowout. And Lonzo Ball said, no, I got you, LeBron. Okay. I got you,
but
big
see,
guy.
I love how you did this.
I didn't do anything. I'm just telling you what happened.
Okay, what about those 2 air balls? So what about those 2 air balls that led to Portland getting that lead?
That was the game right there.
Oh,
that
but
was
I'm just
swing.
But you won't tell me that, though, Skip. What about those 2 air balls that he launched
I
that
didn't
helped
see any air
Portland?
balls. I don't remember Lonzo shooting air balls.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
Yeah, you do. Because what's his MO, Skip? Either he swishes it or it's air ball.
Well, he made 3 out of 5, and he's shooting 38% for this year, and you told me he can't shoot a lick. And I told you he made 41% at UCLA, and he will get back up in that range in the NBA.
He couldn't shoot a lick last year. That was then. This is not.
He fixed it.
Did he?
Fixed it. Yep. That's
What about my guy?
Okay, so what about your guy? I loved what Terry Stotts, the Portland coach, said after the game, and I'm going to read his quote.
Read it.
When talking about LeBron, when he's hitting his threes and putting his head down, he's tough to stop. And how many times do I pound this table in a game like that where you can put that team away? If you're a big guy, the greatest offensive force I've ever seen attacking the basket, maybe Shaquille was in the paint, but as far as driving the basketball, attacking the basket, I've never seen anything like the freight train, who is LeBron James. And in year 16, he's at least as powerful and valuable driving the basketball as he ever was. Yeah. So last night in the second half, he put his head down. He didn't shoot anything. Like in the fourth quarter, he didn't try 1 3, even though he had a hot hand. He wasn't shooting jump shots in the fourth quarter. He was shooting free throws because he got his stroke back. He got his confidence back. He got his rhythm back. Yeah. So guess what he does in the fourth quarter? He goes 8 for 8 from the free throw line. He salted the game away shooting free throws. Yeah. And he had an and one, and he just attacked. He should have. I would agree with that. And by the way, speaking of that, he got hard fouled by Jake Layman, who kind of raked him across the forehead. And, of course, LeBron sprawled out for a while.
Skip, he hit him in the head, and you know it.
Hit him in the head. And I'm very surprised they didn't call the first one a flagrant. But they went over and they looked at it. I think they thought, Jake Layman, he can't do any damage to LeBron James.
So he got a fist that he get. LeBron got a head, and
it was an open-handed, just sort of a rake across the forehead.
Skip,
and of course, LeBron needs to go to the hospital. He's on the floor. So that happened first, and then a couple of minutes later, with 4:38 left in the game, C.J. McCollum reaches out and just grabs LeBron as he's driving the ball. Grabbed his sort of back arm as he's driving. He's free. And he just grabbed him and pulled on him. And LeBron pretty much flopped because C.J. McCollum can't pull him down. He cannot pull down 6'9", 260.
Yeah, when you go in one direction and somebody pulls you out of the air the other direction and you're not expecting it, this is what happens.
It's like what you told me about Carson Wentz the other night when he goes to throw and you reach out and grab his hand. Was it his glove or his...
No, he grabbed his wrist.
Grabbed his wrist. His wristband and pulled on his wristband. He's so big and strong, you can't even deter the throw. It's still going to go for a completion, right? So LeBron James... He flops on this one.
He did not flop.
So they go to the videotape and they check it out and they say, okay, we'll give you this one.
Because we missed the last one.
But guess what my man Nurkic is doing during this sequence? My man Nurkic is walking away doing the whiny baby to LeBron. He's doing the whiny baby to LeBron. He's doing his eyes like, oh, poor LeBron. He's so.
But because
he's so
that's all
look
he
at this. Look at this. Nurkic. You said Nurkic got body bagged last year in Portland.
He
and
did.
I don't know. He came back from the dead last night
and got it again.
because he's rubbing it in on the king in the king's palace.
Oh, and guess
Can
what?
you believe that?
He rubbed that
he's
baby.
doing whiny baby.
The whiny baby dropped 44, 10, and 9.
He did.
Now, who's the whiny baby?
I don't know, but Nurkic had 21 and 14, which is pretty good for Nurkic.
But guess what Nurkic got to come after the game?
He got an L.
He got to come to my play. Old Club Shay Shay was open, serving him up. Old Dame Lillard had a monster game, too. He was there. C.J. McCullough, he came in, too.
I gotta tell you, Nurkic was paying no respect to the king.
We don't need it.
You don't need it?
We don't need it.
I don't know.
Drop 44 on
Boy,
it.
I got to tell you, nobody ever did that to Michael Jeffrey
See, there
Jordan.
you go.
Well, nobody would even dare.
Yeah, they would.
Because that guy would get body bagged.
Yeah, they would.
You know, that guy would be out of the league. He would be so humiliated the next time out. I'm sorry. How can you do that to LeBron at Staples? My God.
The thing that I love about
the
LeBron.
disrespect this league shows this man.
That's what I love most about LeBron, is that he doesn't try to retaliate and do gestures. He said, I'm just going to drop 44 on you. I'm just going to get 10 rebounds and 9 assists.
Yep.
And now I want you to take that same energy that you was doing this with, I want you to take that L back with you to Portland.
Well, he did.
Yeah, he did.
And they've been a hot team.
Yeah,
man.
Ben.
Yeah.
And who put them out?
He put it on them.
Yes.
And yeah, by the way, I remember the man sitting across from me, Shannon Sharpe, just before the regular season started, after you had watched the final Lakers preseason game. You started moonwalking, man, and your 55 win bowled out on the end of the limb.
55
you
54.
said 55 or 54.
I said between 53 and 55.
all
You
of a
have the
sudden-
courage in your conviction.
Well,
Go 55.
All of a sudden, somebody's just going Michael Jackson moonwalk, and he's moonwalking it back, and all of a sudden I'm hearing 49. I'm hearing that
I
morning
settled on
after.
51.
Yeah, but you were going, maybe I got to go back to 49. And what was your logic? They can't shoot a lick.
Right.
They can't make a three. They got nobody who can shoot a three. So they've won 4 straight games. And allow me to tell our viewing audience what they've made from three. They've made 15 threes in the first win, 12 in the next one, 14 in the next one, and 15 last night against Portland. That's against Minnesota, Sacramento, Atlanta, and Portland. 15, 12, 14, and 15. That is shooting threes, man. That'll get it done.
Yeah.
And it's not just the king, because he was in a slump until last night, and all of a sudden, here he came.
But you probably noticed it also, but LeBron had a different bounce in his step. And I think
I didn't see it in the first half. I saw it after he made a couple free throws.
No. I think the long rest off, the 3 days off, Skip, helped a lot.
Well, it must have been rust for a half.
And Skip, he had 16 at the half.
Yeah, but he made 2 bomb threes at the end. He had 10 points. He was having a real quiet first half.
That's what they do, Skip. I mean, Steph Curry has a quiet, and then he goes bomb, 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 and the next thing you know, you look up, you're like, well, what happened? We had him under control.
What happened was he got mad. He made a 28-foot no-conscience
You make
three.
it seem like-
It's the kind of three that gets Lance Stevenson yanked from the game for even trying that shot.
Yeah.
Because it was out of anger. It was out of.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
He's like, I got a great rhythm.
Yeah.
And
He's got a great rhythm. He just almost airballed a free throw.
No, and I told you he's been working on that shot this summer. If you noticed, he's working on that 3-ball. He's shooting.
He must have been working in Italy and France and Germany and China.
No,
he took a portable court with him.
Actually,
right?
he was in Qatar.
Oh.
Yeah, he was in Qatar with you know who. Yeah. Actually, he was. And what's the other place he was at, Skip? Monte Carlo? Was that
LeBron or Brady?
Or Brady.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was in.
He took his family on vacation for the first time ever. He said,
What
I gotta take him on
did
vacation.
LeBron have? Did you not see Savannah? And did you see him when he got on the plane? He had all those bands.
Yeah.
He had weights, so he was over there working out. You could just because you go on vacation doesn't mean you can't work out. Now, me on the other hand, I can't. I like to work out. But anyway, I thought he had more bounce because of the time off. And it's hard, Skip, as you get older. I only played one Thursday game. That was we played a Sunday game, and then we had a Thanksgiving Day game my rookie year. That was nothing to me because hell, I was 22 years old. But as I started getting older, I needed more and more time to recover. So instead of being ready to go that Tuesday, it started being I was ready to go that Wednesday. Instead of being ready to go Wednesday, it was Thursday. And then after a while, my last 2 or 3 years, I wasn't ready to go until it was time to go again. And so LeBron James in year 16, 8 straight finals. I'm going to sprinkle in a couple of Olympics over there, all those mileage that he has on his legs. Sure, yeah, he's in phenomenal shape. But rest does everybody good.
But wait a second. Last year, he led the league in minutes played?
Yes.
So what? I don't think he needs any rest.
Skip.
What happened? Did he age like 5 years in one offseason?
Hey, we're gonna talk about a guy that looks like old noodle. That's what they saying.
Really?
So so what does he need?
He's going to play until he's 45.
We're gonna put some more cases.
I already did.
No, Skip.
Yep.
This is not his segment.
Well, you brought him up.
I didn't.
You did bring him
You
up.
brought him up. What? That's the third time you brought him up?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm passing out to you for criminal. That's what you get for criminal.
I don't drink. I don't drink
think he
anything.
wants that.
Hey, Jenny, you get a couple of these too.
Oh, thanks.
But anyway, Skip, why you Skip? He did everything you asked him to do. You said, okay, I don't want you shooting so many threes, LeBron. He says, okay, I'm gonna put my head down. I'm gonna go to the basket.
He did. That was an impressive fourth quarter.
Okay.
I'll give him the whole second half. He put his head down.
He missed his first 2 free throws, and he missed them badly. He made the last 13.
He did.
5 in the third,
That was
8
great.
in the fourth.
That's how to close a game. And by the way, he played point guard all night last night. And I know Rondo's gone, so you say, Lonzo's going to get his shot. Lonzo started. Lonzo played the bulk of the minutes. I thought Lonzo played very well last night.
But guess what, Skip? Lonzo, you got 5 weeks.
Okay?
You got 5 weeks. So now, Skip, there's nothing else where Rondo's going to come in and play the bulk of the minutes.
Okay.
Lonzo, you have 5 weeks to prove to Magic and Bill and Luke Walton that you deserve the lion's share of the minute at the point guard position.
Well, the unfortunate thing for Lonzo Ball and Rondo and Brandon Ingram is the best point guard by far on this basketball team is one LeBron James.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line truth to this, this whole dilemma. And when LeBron brought the ball up the court last night, good things happened. He's still the best passer in basketball. He's the best driver in basketball. That's a lethal combination.
But Skip,
that's how you close games when you get the lead.
This is why he left Cleveland. He wanted to play off the ball more. And supposedly, Lonzo,
you want
Rondo,
to win or
Ingram,
play off the ball?
No,
I don't know.
But that's my thing, Skip, is that he wants someone to help take some of the burden of scoring and facilitating off of him. So now when you look at this, it's going to be very, very interesting because like I said earlier, he felt the game was slipping away. There's a fine line, Skip, between, okay, let these guys figure it out and we're hemorrhaging too much. I need to take this game over. I think he saw this game starting to slip away. And the next thing you know, he's like, okay, let me go. Hey, Lonzo, what you gonna do? Lonzo hit those 2 shots. He's like, okay, I got you. You good. So now let me go in and do what I do. 28-foot, hit a shot from Rancho Cucamonga. Then he hit one of them threes from Tijuana.
He did. I would agree with that. Yet, if you told me 14 games in that the second best scorer on this team would be JaVale McGee, I'd say, what? JaVale McGee, he scored 20 points last night on 9 of 12. Every time he gets the ball in the lane, it's like off the glass. He can do little trick shots. Yeah. Like, where did that come from?
I think the thing is with JaVale is that he's playing with a guy, LeBron, that actually believes in him and believes that he can do something other than goof up. That has a lot to do with it, Skip.
Yep.
But you still haven't told me what was the guy thinking he could dunk on Bron. That he was going to have a poster. He could go back and tell his homeboy and his kids and grandkids.
Which guy are we talking about?
Whoever tried to dunk on him with
Stauskas?
I don't know who he was.
Nick Stauskas, he's 6'3".
Okay. 6'3" guys dunk on people.
I know,
I dunked on plenty of folks.
Oh, really?
Like, the audacity. Like that's,
what about Dame Lillard?
That's disrespect.
What about
even
Dame?
To try it on
What about
LeBron
Dame
James.
Lillard?
What about him?
He tried to dunk on him too.
Did he?
Yeah. How did it turn out for him?
I saw a bunch of people blowing by LeBron in the
And
first
I saw
half.
him blow by a bunch of people.
Well, in the second half, yeah.
Amino, you don't want these kind of problems. Turner, every Turner. Skip, there's no answer. Whatever the question is LeBron James, your answer is wrong. Whatever your question is.
No matter what.
Nobody can guard him if he decides to put his head down.
But didn't he tell you that last year? Everybody thinks that all I can do is just put my head down or all do this. No, nobody does that all the time. Did Michael Jordan drive the ball all the time? No. Did he shoot that little fadeaway all the time? No.
Was Michael Jordan afraid of the late game free throw line? No.
True. That's too much fun for a first segment, guys. Are you gonna be? You got to take a break. Get Get all
Have
your
a
props
drink,
together.
Shannon.
All this
Let's
Henny
move
on me.
on to
Drink with me,
Skip's
baby.
GOAT, Tom Brady. But is he starting to look like
Bring
an
this
old
on,
quarterback?
please.
Would you like to borrow the mask? Okay,
Ludo.
we'll discuss next.
No mercy.
Hey guys, Jenny Taft here. More of the Undisputed podcast is on the way, but first I wanted to tell you guys about Quip. One of the most important things we do for our health every day is brushing our teeth, yet most of us don't do it properly. Luckily, there's Quip, a better electric toothbrush backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. What makes Quip the ideal option? Quip toothbrushes use sonic vibrations that are gentle enough for sensitive gums and even sensitive teeth. They come with a built-in 2-minute timer that pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when it's time to switch sides. It's perfect for me. Plus, for just $5, you can get new brush heads automatically delivered every 3 months, just like the dentist recommends, with a variety of slick colors, including my personal favorite, silver metal. Quip has something for everyone. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/undisputed right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/undisputed. Now, back to the show and get brushing.
No mercy.
Well, 41-year-old Tom Brady and the Patriots were blown out in Tennessee on Sunday, and that has led a lot of people in the media to start writing about the end of the Brady era. Patriots.com wrote, quote, "He's still good, but he may not be good enough to cure everything that ails his team like he once did." And Pro Football Talk pointed out that Brady's stats have declined this year, and now his numbers are pretty average. Bleacher Report wrote, quote, "Brady's arm looks like overcooked fettuccine right now." Shannon. Is Brady...
I can't believe we just shamed our show by reading that live on our air. You know, that's just offensive to me. It's just like it didn't even belong on the airwaves.
Yeah, it belongs. It belongs. It's a harsh and scathing, but I believe accurate critique.
Oh, please.
Is he starting to show his age, Shannon?
Yes. Yeah, et tu, Shannon. Yeah, et tu.
Brute.
Yeah.
Julius Caesar.
Yeah. He couldn't believe it.
You realize Julius just got stabbed in the back, literally stabbed in the back.
Skip, it's okay.
Just wanted to bring some historical perspective.
Thank you.
And he's saying YouTube.
Yeah, and I'm saying et tu, Tom Brady, because Father Time. Now you tell me all the time, Father Time, and I hear everybody says Father Time is undefeated. He catches everybody with the exception of Tom Brady.
He'll
Tom
catch
Brady
him at 45. I give you that.
Tom Brady
That's
won't even
4 years from now. Go ahead.
Did you see Sunday's game?
Did I?
Okay, then.
Watch every last second. I never missed one snap of Tom Brady's game.
I've been saying this. He's not the same. And the narrative is that when he plays well, we've never seen a 41-year-old play this way. And when he plays bad, you got to remember he is 41, but you can't have it both ways. And what we're starting to see, Skip, do you know in half of his games, he's thrown one or fewer touchdowns? Is that the Tom Brady we know? Guess where the majority of his passes are going? He's turning into check down Alex Smith. Oh, yeah, I got it right here. 32% of his targets have been to the running back. 32%, Skip Bayless. If Tom Brady's that guy, why isn't he throwing the ball down the field? Oh, yeah, let me guess. He can check it down to James White. He can check it down to all these other guys because the first thing to go as you start to age is them legs. The ability to drive the football down the field consistently. And we see Tom Brady saw a lot of throwaways, Skip. I wonder if they're charting that. You saw all them throwaways? I mean, ooh, that thing looked good.
You mean like the record pace Aaron Rodgers
Oh!
is on? Is that what we're talking about?
Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like this.
Aaron Rodgers is going to shatter his own record for throwaways this year. Wonder why that is, Shannon. We'll talk about that in a few minutes here on the show.
Hello.
Thank you.
Why are you bringing Aaron Rodgers into this? This is Tom Brady.
Just did it.
Again,
You
Shannon,
brought up
thank you.
throwaways
Yeah.
because you were trying to get back at me for bringing up to you that Aaron Rodgers looks foolish throwing the ball away so often.
So what should he do? Force it? But let's talk about Tom Brady and how he looked. Those 20 incompletions on Sunday. Only had one more incompletions than he had incompletions. Skip, is that good? I don't think that's good. I don't think Coach Belichick is very pleased with this. Do you think he's pleased with this?
Do you think Tom's pleased with Coach Belichick's
All right, it don't
defense?
matter what he is.
okay.
Coach Belichick has final say. Now,
I don't think that's true.
But let me tell you.
I think we saw that not be true.
It played
before.
out. But guess what he's going to be able to go up there? He says, he don't call him Mr. Kraft. I call him Mr. Kraft.
Yeah.
He'll say, Bob, take a look at that. Now, this is what the numbers show. Now, I also brought a couple of tapes that you can look at when you're flying on Air Force One or when you're going around the country. Take a look at that. That's not the same guy. And so, Skip, you see it. Look.
I don't see it. Don't tell me what I see.
Father,
sorry.
Well, the numbers bear it out. His completion percentage is down. His yards per attempt is down. His touchdowns are down. Now, something is going on. Now, either he point shaving, which we know he's not doing, or Father Time is here. Why would you accept the fact that
Is it my turn now?
No.
Are you asking me to go?
I've said, hold on. How does it accept the fact that Father Time is undefeated and you take that as your time to go? You know what? Since you chomping at the bit, go ahead.
I'm like a bull, like ready when they open the gate.
Yeah,
All right, what do you got?
And I'm going to throw you.
Okay,
You're gonna try,
okay, the gate's
tried to
open.
ride this bull. You could ride him when he was in the gate, but once the gate.
Okay, well, go ahead. Let me see what you got.
Okay. This is laugh out loud absurd, and I'm ashamed we're even doing this topic on the show, but I'm happy to do it because it's more straight Brady hate from across the table and from lots of other people who dug in and predicted the demise of Tom Brady a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and he keeps making them look more and more foolish, and I'm going to have to include the man across the table in that group because he predicted this when we first started the show. This would be his last year. Are you still predicting that?
I said I did at the time,
Okay.
but then I said, okay, I'm gonna give him one more 20.
You're going to give him one more.
20.
Well, do you stick him by that? You just said he's washed up, so do you think they'll just send him on his way?
If Coach Belichick has his way, absolutely.
Will Mr. Kraft send him home after this year?
He'll get the right. Because everybody has a printout of the players and their assessment, and the coaches will give their honest assessment. So I'm sure Mr. Kraft will have one of those on his desk.
Thank you very
again.
much. Point number one. I think even the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe would agree with this, but Tom Brady never had what I'd call a Marino arm or a Favre arm or a John Elway arm because they had rocket launchers, all three of those. And the arm that I always saw from Tom Brady from the start, even I watched him at Michigan in the Orange Bowl against Alabama. I saw a Montana caliber arm. I saw above average velocity, but deadly accurate, especially with the chips on the table in the fourth quarter. As far as that arm strength goes, I see absolutely zero decline. I see zero signs of aging. I see zero erosion of skills. But let's get this straight. Just, 5, 6 weeks ago, it was the night of October 14th, a Sunday night on the big solo stage in the National Football League. I watched this same Tom Brady with the, what do we call it, the fettuccine arm, the noodle arm, what is it?
That's what they said. I don't know what it is.
Whatever you're talking about. But I saw that guy outgun the hottest young gun in all of football. What do you call him? Patrick Mahomeboy?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I saw him outgun Patrick Mahomeboy. It was in Foxborough, but I saw Tom Brady throw for 182 fourth quarter yards, and he looked like he was 41 going on 28 that night, and they won 43-40. And then just 2 Sundays nights ago, again, biggest stage in the big Sunday night stage on Sunday, I saw him outplay Aaron Rodgers, the guy you say is the greatest quarterback ever, in the fourth quarter by throwing for 104 yards and the 55-yard strike to Josh Gordon that broke the game open, and they won 31-17. Did he look washed up? Did you come in the Monday after that and say, I'm seeing decline, I'm seeing erosion, I'm seeing Father Time tapping him on the shoulder pads? Did you say that the day after that? No, you didn't.
I said that for the Lions game.
Yeah, please.
Oh, did you? What did you say after that?
Okay, so thank you for bringing that up because what happened? Let's frame what happened on Sunday. We had just seen what Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans did to my Dallas Cowboys on the Monday night, right? They just rocked them in their house. So now Tom Brady has to go play a hot team with the #1 scoring defense in all of pro football in their house. Okay. And what do they have? They have a whole bunch of players just spoiling to get even with Bill Belichick for shipping them out. I can do Deion Lewis. I can do Malcolm Butler. There are a whole bunch of them there, right? Okay, so all the psychological advantage is with the home team because they want to get even with a Bill Belichick who, by the way, brought in the 14th ranked scoring defense, and it pretty much got torched by Marcus Mariota that day. Okay. And that day, There was no Gronkowski. The rushing
you said
attack.
you don't need.
Okay, no Gronkowski. The rushing attack for New England mounted a grand total of 40 rush yards. So Tom Brady had 40 rush yards to even things out on offense. So all he can do is throw the football. Who was his primary target? The guy you said, Josh Gordon, who runs like he has a piano on his back.
Yeah.
Tom Brady was forced to throw him 12 passes, and guess how many he caught that day? He caught
Not
a
many.
grand total of 4 passes. So he's playing against the number 1 scoring defense, revved up, prime, playing hot and at a high level, and he's got no Gronk, and I got to force the ball here. And by the way, Julian Edelman, he looks like he's running with a piano up in his back too, because he is still not recovered from his ACL injury. So can we look at the video here of the first big pass to Josh Gordon? If we could see the 3rd and 10 passes from the 22-yard line. Did you see that?
He dropped
Let's
it.
look at it again.
It's a drop.
Yeah. This is a rocket by Brady standards. There's no loss of arm strength on that one. Was that right on the button on the money? Tell me did that look like a fettuccine pass to you? Boy, that looked like it had some mustard on it. And it goes right through Josh Gordon's hands.
A lot of times,
Really?
Skip, a lot of times when someone says the arm is tied to the legs.
Okay.
And as you start to age your legs, the ability to drive the football
Boy, it
consistently.
looked like he drove it pretty well, that one.
It was Skip, it's a clean pocket.
Okay. And, well, again, every quarterback can use a clean pocket.
Oh, so that makes Tom Brady no different. If everybody
okay.
can do what he do with a clean pocket, okay, go ahead.
So then he did hit a 44-yarder to Josh Gordon, who got open somehow, and I don't know
What you
how.
mean somehow? Skip,
I don't know how. Well, he's got a piano on his back.
Skip,
I'm
why
serious.
you-
I don't know how he gets open.
Skip, why are you doing
Here
this?
he is. He steps in. Well, he looked like he stepped into that one really well. Hit him right in the that hit him right in the numbers. That's 44 yards. But he's washed up. Father Time's all over him on that play.
That was against Tampa, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Linebacker running down the
All
middle of the field.
And then if we could see, here's another one to Josh Gordon, I think. This ball's got a little mustard on it. I'd say that looks like a big-time
That's the
NFL
same
throw.
play.
Okay? So let's look at Julian Edelman, if we could, going over the middle. And if you can explain this play to me, you're a better man than I.
Okay, what do we got here?
Let's see what we got. Julian Edelman's going over the middle, and this ball looks like it's got some mustard on it, and it hits him in the face mask? What's he doing? Julian, look! He hit him in the face mask.
First of all, why would Tom Brady throw that ball when the safety is right on top of him?
Just turn and catch
no.
it. It's a completion.
I don't want that part.
Oh,
No.
stop.
No,
That's a completion.
Mm-mm.
In fact, that's what you call throwing a man open. That's what Drew Brees
He
is
wasn't
known
open.
for. Wide open. Hit him right in the face mask.
Ray Arden standing right there.
Could the receiver have caught the football? Yeah. If he just turned his head, it would just hit him right in the hands, right?
Skip,
Okay.
you
So
see the
there were
safety
4. I'm calling that one a drop. I chart the drops during the game. Tom Brady had 4 drops during that game, while Bill Belichick's defense is getting torched by Mariota.
You see what you did, Skip?
They put
You
up
see?
17 in the first quarter.
Okay.
So Tom Brady's playing from behind with nobody to throw to. Nobody can get open.
I'm saying, okay.
Really?
Okay.
So that's it?
Okay.
That's the doom game?
Okay, let's just say for the sake of argument, Jenny, that Tom Brady is still all-time great.
Okay.
Why is he only allowed?
Let's not say for argument, he is.
Let's just say for this debate, for this topic, Tom Brady is still Tom Brady that he was at 33.
Okay.
Why is he only allowed to score 10 points against the Lions? Why is he only allowed to score 14 points against Tennessee? Why is he only allowed to do what he did against the Jags? Why is that? Why does Coach Belichick defense get blamed when Tom Brady scores 10 points or 14 points?
Blake Bortles threw for 373 against Belichick's defense.
How many
And
Tom
then
Brady throw for?
The other loss was at Detroit.
Yeah.
And who used to be the defensive coordinator?
What that got to do with anything?
Okay, wait a second. Who played for Belichick and practiced every day against Tom Brady? Could it be that guy named Vrabel who coaches the Tennessee Titans?
That's Tom Brady.
What did Rex Ryan used to do on a regular basis to Tom Brady? He made him look real mortal. He made him look old and slow, dare I say, right?
So let me get this.
Because you can do it if you know how. But not many know how, and even those who know how can't consistently do it.
But why does it when he lose, we put blame on Coach Belichick and his defense? We place blame on Julian Edelman can't run, Josh Gordon can't run. But when he wins, none of these guys, he's doing it with guys from Dorchester. He's doing it from guys that should not be playing in the league.
He doesn't even have the guys from Dorchester right now. Seriously, that would be an upgrade.
Because guess what they're saying? Coach Belichick said, that's what I got playing quarterback right now. Did you see him in Tennessee? I got the captain of the ship from Dorchester. playing quarterback.
Better weapons, Mahomes or Brady. Help me out. Help me out.
If Brady is that guy, he doesn't need weapons. That's what you tell me.
Yeah. Well, if he had a semblance of a defense who could keep him in the game, they're already down 17 in the first quarter to Marcus Mariota.
Jenny.
They gave up 31
Hold on,
points.
Skip. That you said keep him in the game, although his playoff defense averaged giving up less than 3 points a game in the fourth quarter. I just want to know, tell me why Brady isn't allowed to score more than 10, 14, or 17 points. Just tell me that.
By the way, noodle arm Brady, all he did the last Super Bowl, just last year's Super Bowl played in Minneapolis, was throw for a playoff record, not a Super Bowl record, an all-time playoff record, 505 yards, and put up a record number of points for a Super Bowl loser. They did lose the game, but he scored 33. And guess what? He didn't have Brandon Cooks. He lost him early in the game. I don't know how he does this.
And you know 35% of his passes was to the running back. Did you know that?
Well,
and the year before Super Bowl,
if you don't have any wideouts, how do you? What else are you going to do?
Whoa! So that's why his completion percentage. That's why.
Wait, is it illegal to throw it to your running back? I don't know. Maybe it is. Is that a new rule? Maybe I missed that one.
You see what you do? You see? Now when LeBron James is going to the rim, you say, "Why I'm shooting the ball like Kevin Durant? He's not nearly as good a shooter."
Well, he's not. So what?
2 points is 2 points. It's not my fault that LeBron is one of the all-time efficient GOATs.
Well, 7 yards is 7 yards, right?
No mercy.
LeBron set a huge milestone last night when he passed Wilt Chamberlain for 5th place on the all-time scoring list. LeBron is averaging nearly 28 points a game this year, and if he continues his current pace, he'll pass Michael Jordan for 4th all-time in January. After the game, LeBron talked about passing. Well, let's take a listen.
One of the most dominant forces we ever had in our game, along with Shaq. One of the greatest Lakers to ever play the game, 100-point scorer, one of the greatest scorers, rebounders ever. Played this game, multi-sport dimension, type of athlete, somebody that people have never seen someone like that in that era. So just dominant in all walks of life, not only just basketball, but spirit. But anytime my name is mentioned with some of the greats that played this game, I always think back to my hometown of where I come from, how far I've come. So that's it for me.
All right, Shannon, how impressive is this?
Very impressive. Because even on that day, Skip, it was a fateful day. It was a Sunday. It was about 4:04 p.m. in the afternoon. December 30th, 1984. Never in her wildest imagination did she realize that she would give birth to the greatest basketball player.
Oh, I
ever.
thought you were going to talk about Tiger Woods.
Gloria James.
On
a Sunday afternoon, Jenny, at 4:04 p.m. in the afternoon in Akron, Ohio.
Really?
He was special.
Immaculate?
Yeah,
Yep.
no, it wasn't immaculate. Skip, this is very impressive, and you know it's impressive because you know why? Because when we talk about LeBron James, the first thing that comes to their mind, you come to everyone, he's not a scorer. But think about who he just passed. Wilt Chamberlain. The guy that once averaged 50 points a game in a season.
He did.
Had several seasons in which he averaged 40 points a game. And this is who he's passed. So now this is what we get, Skip Bayless. This is what LeBron James is in a nutshell. The guy that has the highest field goal percentage of these pantheons is Kareem. So we get a guy that has Kareem's efficiency in LeBron. We get a guy that can score the basketball like Kobe and Michael in LeBron. And we get a guy that can rebound. Think about that. When a guy that's a pass first, I'd rather get Jenny involved than do my own thing. That's how he is.
True?
That's how he is.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I think you do your own thing.
I defer to
I'm
Jenny.
sorry.
Home team,
Yeah,
no.
you're the
Home team, how
all-time
you wanna
solo
do?
act.
No, Skip. So we gotta, and I told you this last year, Skip. Unfortunately, it's going to happen. For you, unfortunately. For me, I'm very fortunate that I got an opportunity to witness this.
He's going to get swept again?
No,
by Golden State?
he's going to be the all-time leading scorer in NBA history when he retires. He'll be a top 5 guy in assists, and he'll be a top 20 guy in rebounding. So think about that. We got a guy that can score like Kobe and Mike. We got a guy that can make plays like Magic, and we got a guy that has the efficiency of Kareem and Wilt. One guy. Now, think about that. All these other guys, where they are in the assist total. So a Magic Johnson making the plays that he made for everybody else, but he's a top 5 guy in scoring. That's never heard of. I feel very comfortable in saying this, and I don't, I don't like to say always, and I don't like to say never. But I feel very comfortable in saying this.
You just wore a goat mask. What are you talking about?
I don't like to say, I don't feel comfortable in saying this. I don't think we'll ever see this again.
No.
I feel very comfortable in saying we'll never see this again. We'll never see a guy be able to do. Now, it might happen, but I promise you I'll be long, long gone. To be able to score the basketball, to facilitate offense, and also contribute on the offensive, on the rebounding end. And remember, Skip, when he was at his apex, he was a lockdown, on-ball defender. Now he no longer can do that, Skip Bayless.
Yep.
I will concede that to you. He's not the guy. But occasionally, when the rubber needs to meet the road, and he's like, okay, I got it. I'll handle this. But Skip, this is very impressive because I can assure you, no matter how great we thought he was going to be, nobody thought he would do this. That's what makes it so impressive. We're talking about Zion Williams, and we're going to talk about him a little later. Nobody saw all-time leading scorer. Nobody saw this kind of greatness. We thought he could be good. We thought he could be great, but not Pantheon, not transcendent, not Mount Rushmore.
I wouldn't go that far. Jenny, what we will never see again is one guy going 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals with 6 Finals MVPs. That will never be done again because that is extraordinary. That's about winning at the highest level, and I am obviously talking about the GOAT, Michael Jordan.
He gonna get past next
So, LeBron James is now in his 16th season in the National Basketball Association, and Wilt Chamberlain barely lasted 14 seasons.
Yes.
In his 14th season as a Los Angeles Laker, he averaged 13.2 points per game. So he was really fading his last couple of years.
Yes.
He could still rebound, but he couldn't score anywhere the way he used to because, as you point out, his third year in the league, he averaged 50.4 points and 26 rebounds. That will never be done again.
Never, ever.
Okay. Different time, different era, different level of competition.
He averaged 22 rebounds for a career.
Okay. So, LeBron James has already played 112 more games than Wilt Chamberlain played. LeBron James in his 16th year is in better shape than Wilt was in probably his 9th or 10th year because Wilt, as most players of that era did, he let himself go. Right. He caroused, he womanized,
Yeah, 20K will do that to you.
Well, 20K. Well, okay.
You read the book, we talk about
that was his claim. I'm not going to doubt it, whatever. But again, dissipation and erosion of skills and longevity. So again, we've got LeBron James winning another longevity award because he's just lasting longer at a much higher rate than anybody. And it's about fitness, it's about nutrition.
Kind of like a guy in year 19. Kind of like a guy in year 19 that still plays quarterback in New England. The longevity battle. Oh, but go ahead, Skip.
But we're not talking about his records because we don't.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
In fact, on that Sunday night against Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady broke the all-time passing yards record for both regular season and playoffs combined, and it wasn't even mentioned on the telecast.
So when they start combining those, they're normally separate.
Well, I'm just saying, because that's straight Brady hate, but that's okay. That's resentment, that's jealousy, and here we go with LeBron. So, next up on the list is one Michael Jordan. So I'm here to tell you that LeBron needs only 868 points to pass Michael Jordan.
Done deal.
So, done deal. It's going to happen pretty quickly here. So if LeBron right now is averaging 27.6 points, if I just do the math out, it would take 32 more games. And guess what? Maybe this would be fitting. On Thursday night, January 17th, on national TV on TNT at Oklahoma City, LeBron, by my projection here, would break Michael Jordan's regular season scoring total. He would surpass him. It's not breaking, it's just passing him. Right. And by the way, he would do it in my hometown of Oklahoma City. Would that be fitting? Would you like that?
Yeah.
Would you get a kick out of that?
I think we should go on the road for that game.
Okay, well, maybe we could. I don't know. Because that's got high potential. But by the way, if he doesn't do it there, then one game earlier, he's got the Bulls at home, so that would be pretty fitting, right?
No, we need to be in Chicago. We need to be whatever they call the arena now, the United Center or
whatever
stadium. It's not the stadium anymore.
I still think it's United Center.
Okay, yeah.
2 games before that is versus the Cavaliers at Staples. So would that be fitting? I don't know, maybe. But LeBron's, he is the drama king, so he'll probably time it up where it could.
Yeah, man, they time it up. Man going out there and playing, you make it seem like he's like, okay, I want to break the record against the Bulls because that's Michael. No, I want to do it against the Cavaliers because Dan Gilbert, I want to let the world know how much I hit. Stop saying that.
No, I want to rub Skip Bayless's nose in it in Oklahoma City.
You know.
That would be fitting, wouldn't it?
But Skip, see, I see what you tried to do. What you tried to do.
Well, it's coming. Okay, but can I frame this for you?
Go ahead.
So even right now, LeBron James has already played 85 more games than Michael Jordan played in his career.
Yes.
Okay? And already LeBron has played 3,778 more minutes than Michael Jordan played. Well, if we project out plus 32 games, that means when he breaks, or let's just say passes Michael, he would have played 117 more NBA games than Michael.
Okay.
Okay, so it's disqualified. You got to put a big old asterisk
You know
beside it.
what? Actually, and guess what? I need some whiteout. Did they have whiteout anymore? Because when I went to school, Skip, and when you went to school, they had whiteout. They had this little thing that you type.
I never used it.
You didn't use whiteout? Yeah. Oh, so I get you.
I didn't make any
No
mistakes.
mistakes.
But anyway, okay.
Never.
Okay, so you said how many more games would he have played more than Michael?
If he breaks it in 32 games, that'd be 117 more.
But Jenny, what Skip will not tell you, that Michael will have taken 3,000 more shots. Oh, Lord. See,
I'm not sure about your math on that
go
one.
ahead and
I got to recheck
Google it
that
up.
math. I'm not
Google it
sure.
up.
I think somebody's flailing.
No, ain't no flailing.
Yeah.
Ain't no
Somebody's
flailing.
backed into a
Oh,
corner.
no. Oh, no, Skip.
117 more games?
And how many more shots? Even with the more games, Michael will have attempted thousands more shots.
117 more games. That's a lot of games.
Okay, but Skip.
And it's going to be a whole lot of minutes.
So if I just play games and I don't get up any shots, when was the game that Michael Jordan didn't attempt any shots? He led the team more times than not in shots taken.
Who would you want taking the shots? I think I'd want that guy.
Do you remember last year?
Just me?
His last year in Cleveland, Kyrie attempted more shots in the regular season than one LeBron James.
He did.
Name the
Because
time.
LeBron needed him.
Whoa, hold on, time out, Skip.
Closing.
Name the time that a teammate, took more shots than Michael Jordan.
Well, who is even in his ballpark, in his league?
So think about this.
No.
Even though Kyrie took more shots than LeBron, who led the team in scoring? Oh, I tell you, Skip Bayless, I came before you today. I knew it.
What are you talking about? You didn't do anything.
I told you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You're celebrating a game on what's the date?
Oh,
November
so now, hold on. Time
15th?
out. Skip, why would you do
You're
that?
celebrating a November game? It's a GOAT game in
Write this
November?
one down.
Hold on.
Really?
But when he missed those free throws, you castigated him for a November game. So now we can't celebrate him for a November game, but we can criticize and ostracize him for a November
Well,
game.
at least you can make 1 out of 2
Oh, so
late
now,
in a game.
Well, how about 13 or 15? Is that good for you? What about 5 or 6 threes?
How about-
Is that good for you?
Oh, boy.
How about 75%? Is that good for you? Do you like 75%? Because that's where he is right now.
No, that's where he is right now.
Yeah, do you
That's
think
not
he's gonna
where
break
be.
80? He's not going to break 80.
Hey, Skip, you remember you love Andre Iguodala, who's so thoughtful.
Brilliant.
KD with that
Deep
heavy
thinker.
pull up. Go get 44 on 19 shots.
Okay, Shannon, I'm going to interrupt you. Enough LeBron
Thank you.
for now. We've already hit him. We've hit LeBron. We've hit Brady. And next up, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah,
Should
the
he
other
be
goat.
the
There we go.
underdog tonight
The other
against
goat.
Seattle? We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
Tonight, the Packers and Seahawks face off on Fox in a must-win for both teams. The Packers are a 2.5-point underdog heading to Seattle, and Green Bay is a very disappointing 0-4 on the road this season. Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers have split their 6 meetings in their career. So, Shannon, are you surprised Rodgers is an underdog tonight?
Actually, I'm not. Because when Vegas set these lines, they're not just evaluating Aaron Rodgers, they're evaluating his team. So they're just not looking at Aaron Rodgers. No, it's the Green Bay Packers, who happen to be a horrible road team. They have yet to win on the road. And the Seattle Seahawks, who happens to be a very good home team. Now, Skip Bayless would lead you to believe that this is an indictment on Aaron Rodgers. Clearly.
Have I spoken yet?
Yeah, and nobody's asked you to speak.
Since you brought it up, this is an indictment on Aaron Rodgers.
The Packers, so what? Are we going to give the Packers credit? They won last week at home against Brock Osweiler. Let that sink in. Not to be confused with Russell Wilson. So, no, they should be underdogs considering the last few times it hadn't gone well when the Packers had gone on the road and played in Seattle. You remember the failed Mary. And you remember they got blown out, 2014 opening day? And then they went back the following, the divisional round of the playoffs, gave up that big lead, and they lost them with the onside kick. They didn't recover the onside kick. So,
You know, I remember that opener, and remember Aaron Rodgers was afraid to throw at Richard Sherman's side. Remember that? He wouldn't throw one ball to that side.
the Packers.
I don't know why.
Is it my turn to talk? Or is it your turn?
Well, you brought it up. I was just amplifying because you didn't do enough homework.
Yeah, I did play the homework. I think, and plus, the Packers defense is banged up. Kevin King, Kentrell Brice, and Nick Perry, they're out. Blake Martinez, who might be their best defensive player, he's doubtful. Brashard Breeland, he's doubtful. So you got 5 starters, possibly, well, 3 of them are definitely out, and 2 more might possibly be out. Russell Wilson. Seattle's the #1 running team in all of football. I don't know how many people realize that. They're the #1 rushing team in all of football.
Why is that?
They can run the football very well. They got Russell
They try
Wilson.
more than anybody.
They
They're
got-
the only team in the NFL that's run it more than they passed it.
Well, I know a team that has really good success when they run it more than they pass it, but that's none of my business, Jenny. We're not talking about them today.
Somebody has to deflect.
Ain't nobody deflecting anything. You just keep interrupting me. So, with that being said, no, I am not surprised that the Green Bay Packers are a 2.5-point underdog. This is not an indictment of Aaron Rodgers. This is an indictment of the Green Bay Packers.
Really?
They happen to be a poor road team, while the Seahawks happen to be a very good home team.
Was Aaron
It's your
Rodgers a
turn.
poor road quarterback? Is
It's
that
your
what we're
t-
saying?
I don't know. Ask
The
Tom Brady.
moment.
Ask Tom Brady because he lost his game. What? Didn't they lose to Detroit on the road?
Yeah.
Didn't they lose to Jacksonville on the road? Didn't they lose to Tennessee? So what's his record? So is Tom Brady a poor road quarterback? Skip Bayless, I'm ready for you today. I've been on this thing early this morning.
Don't need to be reminded.
I've been waiting for you all morning. Couldn't sleep last night.
Are you ready to explain to me how Aaron Rodgers' QBR has plummeted to 21st in the National Football League? 21st.
That's
Not
just
very good.
pure
No,
Rodgers hate.
It's not. It's a stat. It's a fact. There's
But you,
no
hold on.
hate.
But you told me when I told you that Tom Brady's, you told me that's pure Brady hate.
Well, every once in a while they give him a 37. I'm saying, really? You outdueled Aaron Rodgers in the fourth quarter. You got a 37.
But what, like you told me, what did he do the first 3 quarters?
So, by Aaron Rodgers' standards, he's having a miserable year. Yet, he's 17 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, let that sink in. His QBR is 21st, but he's 17 to 1. Why is that? Well, he got exposed thanks to Pro Football Focus. I told you, I enlightened all of those blind witnesses who are Aaron Rodgers fans because I keep telling you, Aaron Rodgers is the LeBron James of the National Football League. He's all about stats more than he's about
Stop it.
dubs. Stats over dubs. So if you look at stats, protecting stats, what you do is you take no chances. So he is on pace right now to shatter his own record for throwing the football away.
Phillip Rivers had the record.
No, well, Aaron said it
Yeah,
last year.
he broke it.
Okay, he broke it last year, but Aaron's going to be like 40 beyond his total last year.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because his IQ, like LeBron's in basketball, is so high that he's now to the point where he says, gee, I got a brand to protect. So if I don't love this throw, I'm just going to throw it out of bounds. And it's not about avoiding sacks because he's being sacked, he has been sacked the 7th most times in the NFL. So he's not just throwing it away because he's flinching under fire. Nope.
Turnovers.
Nope. So he's just saying, I don't love that. Throw it away.
But Skip,
That's dicey. That's dicey. I'm going to throw it out of bounds.
what's the last thing that you want to do if you know your defense isn't very good? The last thing you want to do is put them back on the field when they just left the field. So you throw the ball away. You don't put the ball in harm's way. That's what most good quarterbacks do. They normally are commended for not turning the ball over. Now we want to punish Aaron Rodgers for the simple fact that touchdown to interception ratio is just absurd. Nobody should be able to do that.
Every once in a while, as we just saw in the video I showed from Tom Brady at Tennessee, you have to make a throw that's contested, but you hit Julian Edelman in the face mask with it because it was a hell
Did
of
you
a
see?
throw.
Did you see him drop that ball in the bucket to Devontae Adams?
Well, okay, the point is, when they're open, when he's got a gimme, he'll take it. High IQ. I got one. I got a touchdown.
he skipped.
And by the way, his receiving core, it's extraordinary. Devontae Adams is a top 10 receiver.
Okay, but here's the
Jimmy
thing.
Graham?
Can we stop talking about what Aaron Rodgers? Because see, I know what you're doing here. You're trying to convince the people that Aaron
I'm
has.
not trying to convince them. I'm trying to enlighten them.
No. What you're trying to do is enlighten them to the point that Aaron Rodgers has so much and Tom Brady has so little. If by what you're saying is true, he still has little, right? So why is he losing?
Why is
Tom Brady?
Well, his record's a lot better than Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is 4-4-1.
And his team is a lot better.
Interesting. But what did Aaron Rodgers say last week? We got to keep feeding the beast. We got to give it to the other Aaron, because the Aaron who's carrying the Packers right now is named Jones, and he plays running back.
Whoa. So
Wow.
you criticizing that?
Interesting.
You criticize Aaron Rodgers for saying we need to run the ball with Aaron Jones, but you love when Drew Brees came right on our show, sat right here at the Super Bowl and said we need to get back to that 50-50 running the football. You commended him. But now you castigate Aaron Rodgers for the very same thing.
I'm just saying that what they got right now is Aaron Jones, not Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, when Drew Brees, when they got away from that 50-50 mix, how was Drew Brees?
The record wasn't very good.
Okay, then. Okay, hold on. Didn't you just tell me, hold on, it's 7:37. You told me about 42 minutes ago, Skip Bayless, that Tom Brady had no running game.
He had 40 total rush yards at Tennessee. Against the Dolphins, Aaron Jones went 15 times for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. And this week, Aaron Rodgers said, we got to keep giving it to Aaron Jones.
What about those 140 yards that Sonny Michel, those 200-yard games that he's had, those 290-plus yards games that he's had? Did Tom Brady
hurt for a month? In fact, he came into the year hurt. Huh? They haven't had anything. They've been playing their kick returner at running back, and Cordero played running back at Tennessee about half the time.
This is not an indictment of Aaron Rodgers. This is an indictment of Aaron Rodgers' football team.
You do have
Vegas,
to wonder.
Vegas does not believe that this Packers team on the road should be favored over the Seahawks at home. That's what it's telling me.
Is Richard Sherman still a Seahawk? I don't think so.
No.
Is Earl Thomas still a Seahawk? No, he's out for the year.
Even with that being said, did you know this, Jenny? They still have a top 10 pass and scoring defense with no Richard Sherman,
Is Cam
with
Chancellor
no Earl
there?
Thomas.
Oh, no, Cam Chancellor's gone. I forgot about that.
And even with that, the Seattle Seahawks have a top 10 pass and scoring defense with those great players no longer there. Let that sink in for a second. So what does that tell you? So when Vegas is evaluating them, they say with no Sherman, with no Earl Thomas, with no Cliff Averill, with no Cam Chancellor, top 10 pass, top 10 scoring defense. So that means they're a pretty good team. Number 1 rush offense.
So didn't you propose earlier this week you wanted a case to do on Aaron Rodgers in this game?
I changed my mind.
Oh, you changed your mind. Oh,
yeah, I hold that right. I'm gonna do you like you do me. No, I'm not. I just want it back. I'm not giving it. I'm not giving you the case to do. But we get a case to do tomorrow though on old game down in Atlanta or Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
You're picking Dallas?
No.
You got a case on Dallas?
No.
I'll give you that.
No, you got the Cowboys.
I already told you they're going to lose at Atlanta.
No, I know what you got to do.
No, I'm not.
Well, you know what? I'm
I already said it. I said it like a month ago.
Okay, I got a case to do on the Cowboys.
Okay.
I'm gonna do
Good.
Yeah,
okay,
hey,
I'll take that.
Hey, because you know what? I put that jinx on them.
Okay.
Put that Miss Rudolph on them.
Yeah, all right.
That Miss
Credit
Rudolph.
for the drinks. Okay. All right. What we saw from LeBron last night, it was a statement performance. And guess what? Chris Broussard is going to join us to give us his take next.
No mercy.
LeBron had arguably his best game as a Laker last night against the Blazers. The King came out firing, making 5 threes, finishing with a season-high 44 points. He also was 1 assist shy of a triple-double. And LeBron has hit a big milestone in the fourth quarter, passing Wilt Chamberlain for 5th on the all-time scoring list. The Lakers won by 9, and they've now won 4 straight games. We're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Good morning.
Good morning.
How impressive was that game from LeBron?
It was so impressive. I don't even think the great Skip Bayless will be able to find fault.
Oh, he
with
did.
that game.
You realize this show starts at 6:30 this time, 9:30 Eastern,
I
so you're a little late to the party.
I purposely don't watch early because I don't know what
okay.
you want to say, so I don't want it to
What time is the
change
parade? Because you two
my
guys
thought.
are...
Ain't no parade.
Wait, it's one game. I'm not saying he's better than Michael Jordan. I'm not saying they're winning the championship. I'm saying that performance last night was spectacular.
Virtuoso.
You had the three-point shooting of Steph Curry. I'm not saying he does it every night, but he did it last night.
That's it.
Because the range. You had the passing of Magic Johnson, several no-looks.
You always have that. You have that
No,
every
he's
night.
not as good a passer as Magic, but last night he had some.
I beg to differ on that.
Really? No.
Yes, I do.
That's another subject, but I wouldn't give LeBron that. But defensively, that's what I was most impressed with. Defensively, because look, LeBron hasn't played defense this year. And not just the 3 blocks, but there were times you saw him up in his man, playing position defense, contesting shots. He was incredibly impressive. That stat line, 44 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 blocks with 5 3-pointers. Never in NBA history has that been done in a regulation game. Never. And I think it was good for LeBron to do this at the Staples Center because I was there on the home opener. Yeah. And the fans, rightly or wrongly, they're comparing him to Kobe. And I'm not just talking about Kobe fans, but I was sitting there amongst the crowd, and Lakers fans, one said to me, because LeBron wasn't as aggressive, they were like, what's going on? Like, we're used to our superstar taking over and being more aggressive. So they've been waiting for this LeBron James type performance. I think they had said, before he was great, obviously, but they hadn't really seen the LeBron James that they were expecting yet.
That they saw from a distance.
Right. You got to see it last night. And I really think, Skip, he wanted to send a message, because it was Portland, second best record in the West. He wanted to send a message to the league and the West and even his teammates that there is no reason we can't be a contender in the West. And I've been saying it for weeks. There's no reason they shouldn't be the second best team in the West. And so I think LeBron sent that message last night. And
You want me to go?
You want to go? Go ahead.
I think I should go because I
are you going to actually just be complimenting? I got to hear this.
I think Chris dozed in the first half. I don't know what happened.
Aren't you always telling me the first half doesn't matter? Tim Tebow didn't worry about the first half. It was always about the end of the game.
So, with 6 minutes left in said first half, Aminu hits a 3, and all of a sudden I sit back because he gave me 4 points, Portland +4.
Game 4.
For 2 cases of Diet Mountain Dew, and I lost, so it's down to 11 cases that he owes me. But with 6 minutes left, Aminu hits a 3, which puts them up 45-32. It's a 13-point Portland lead, and I got 4, so I'm up 17 points, and I sit back and think, I'm in really good shape right now because it was teetering on a Portland blowout. And why was that happening? I got to tell you, LeBron James was out of it to that point in the game. And you want to talk about defense or no defense? LeBron played 0 defense. He looked lifeless. He looked out of sync, out of rhythm, out of sorts. He got blown by at least 3 times in the first half up to that point. And his defensive win shares plummeted last night he was 67th going into the game, which by his standards is really good, but he plummeted to 117th after the game. So don't give me defense up to this point. And who saved his bacon? Who saved the night for the Los Angeles Lakers?
Where do you hear this, Chris? Where do you hear this one?
Well, it's not it's what happened in the game.
Go ahead.
Because I'm thinking this is cruising. I think it's going to turn into one of those what was it, 42-10 kind of things at the end of the first quarter.
42-17.
Yeah, and that was without Kawhi Leonard. And I'm thinking this is just about over. And all of a sudden, my man Lonzo Ball comes down and says, "Give me the ball. I got you, King. I got your back." And Lonzo Ball pulls off a step-back corner 3 from the far side and rips it. And then he comes down. Here he goes again. He comes down the next possession. This is the one from the corner. Now he comes down the next possession, and LeBron kicks it to him. He just steps right back and strokes it with fearless confidence. And all of a sudden, I look up, and he has eliminated it down to a 7-point lead, and the Lakers are back in the game. And then we get to the fateful turning point moment of this game. 49 seconds left. LeBron James gets fouled, and for the first time all night, he goes to the dreaded free throw line. And we know he's had some real issues at the free throw line. And the first free throw he shoots, it looks like a Markelle Fultz free throw to me. It looks like a whoops, like he almost airballed it. And the next one, he overcompensates, and he pulls it left, and he bricks it. He clangs it off the left back iron. It shoots off over here. And I'm thinking, wow, the demons really got a hold of him. And the Laker broadcasters say, boy, he's really in a free throw slump right now. And they go down and Damian Lillard misses at the other end. And what happened? LeBron James did what I love to see him do. He got mad. He said, give me the damn ball and get out of my way. And he pulls up from 28 feet. Dribbling the ball 28 feet and said, I'm shooting this. Who cares about 15-foot free throws? I'm shooting a 28-foot three-point shot, and he just rips it clean. That's a mad three. That's like mad ball. And he comes right down at the end of the half and says, give me the ball again with 2 seconds left. And he bombs another three from 28 feet. These are the kind of shots that Lance gets yanked for because they're just outrageously out of it. You know, again, they're Steph range shots. And all of a sudden, I look up. I'm down 4 at halftime because thanks to the rally ignited by 2 Lonzo Ball threes, they go on a 27-10 run to end the first half. And it just flips on its head. And I said, that's it. I'm done. Because LeBron took over the second half. And I'm going to read Terry Stott's quote from after the game again. He said, when LeBron James is hitting his threes and putting his head down, he's tough to stop. And in the second half, LeBron put his head down. Nobody can stop LeBron when he plays bully ball because Aminu can't stop him. He can't keep him from the rim. Nurkic can't keep it. He's not afraid of Nurkic. Are you kidding me?
On Nurkic
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, body bagged him.
That's what he said. I don't know. He came back to life.
Did
I don't know what happened.
They got swept in the playoffs. Nurkic was never the same.
Well, I don't know. He had 21 and 14 last night. I don't know.
Is it better than 44, 10, and 9?
Nope, it's not. So in the second half, LeBron makes all 13 of his
all
free throws
of them
because he was salting the game away because he was no longer afraid of going to the line.
Isn't that what you wanted to see?
I
love it.
love
You say you wanted to see it.
Oh, hey, when he puts his head down.
To stay like that.
Whew,
you want him to be like that all the time.
And who played point guard the whole second half? Your guy did. Because he's their best point guard. I love to see him distribute and attack. When he mixes it up between kicking, but when he gets it in the lane, great things happen. Either he's going to get to the rim or the free throw line, or somebody's going to have a wide open
I like
three.
what Luke Walton
every time.
I like what Luke Walton said also. He probably should have shot another 10 free throws.
Okay.
Because
Well, you know what?
They foul him all the time. And he gets frustrated. They hit him upside his head.
Okay.
He's about, I thought they'd have to bring the ambulance out. I thought he'd have to go to the hospital.
Well, Layman raked him across the floor.
It wasn't no rake,
just
Skip.
like an open-handed rake. And LeBron went down like he's got to be hospitalized. But it's okay.
That's
and they
that
don't,
Jim Brown in him.
But they don't give him a flagrant one for that. But then about 2 minutes later, C.J. McCollum just reaches out and grabs LeBron's arm as he's about to go up. He probably would have dunked it. And he pulls on him. Yeah. And, of course, LeBron goes down like he got shot. And they did go review it and say, okay, we'll give flagrant one on this one. But meanwhile, body bag, my man Nurkic, Youssef, he's walking around looking at LeBron doing whiny baby eyes during that review, that replay review, right? He's doing whiny baby to LeBron in Staples Center.
We got him.
Are you kidding me?
That's okay.
That's outrageous
Let him
disrespect.
He did all that. Guess what? Took that L back with him. I don't know where they going next, but he got an L.
How can you disrespect the king in his palace?
Hold on,
Nurkic is like, you made a good point, though, about LeBron playing angry. Yeah. I think after he missed the free throws, he was so angry he wasn't thinking.
He was
which
not
can
thinking.
be good because
I love him when he's like that.
He's so smart.
Don't overthink it. Just go, man.
I think that's what happens to him. You know, you've heard the phrase paralysis by analysis. Yep. Sometimes at the line, he's thinking too much, even maybe sometimes during the game at times. At that point, he was just like, I'm playing my game.
And when he gets on a roll in a flow, nobody can stop him. Nobody can keep him from the basket. Portland can't.
But here's the thing. This is only so it was the 14th game, so the 8-6. He still has to find that blend. Do I take over now? Do I let these young guys come along? And you hear Brandon Ingram, you hear Lonzo, like it's unbelievable. Like you watch him from a distance. Brandon says, I watched him as a kid. But when you're on the court, it's something entirely different. LeBron has to figure out, do I take over now and run the risk of not having them later, or do I let these guys figure it out? Last night, he was like, okay, they got off to a great start. They had like a little 5-7 point lead. And the next thing you know, he gets passive. He's going to let Kuzma, he's going to let Ingram, he's going to let these other guys do their thing. And the next thing you know, they're down 11.
Because they're playing no defense.
Right.
They're open threes for Portland everywhere. And listen, if you give them open threes, they're going to make open threes.
And then you can't reach because they're good at shooting free throws. They got Dame and CJ. Those guys can make the free throws. Nurkic is a good free throw shooter for a big guy. And then he's like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I heard what Chris Broussard said. He talked about Giannis and he talked about all these other guys. He said, let me go ahead and show. Because he talked about it's closing, they're closing.
By the way, Giannis lost at home last night to Memphis. Just quick order. I don't know.
And
he's 82. What did Joel Embiid do? Didn't they lose?
Triple dub.
With 2 other stars.
And that's what happened. Miss Trip Dub, she got delayed in Orlando. She wasn't able to make the flight to L.A. But anyway, LeBron is like, he's still trying to figure out because, like I said, this is a young team. And we know what he can do.
Well, then do it.
No, but he can't, no.
These games all count.
You got to have somebody to come along with you.
But I do think, Shannon, I think there's an element of trying to figure out these guys and let them, do some things. But those, 5 of their losses, they were there for the taking.
Heck yes, they were all of them.
LeBron could have taken over those games.
I agree.
Now, is he sitting there saying, let me see if Ingram can do
Right.
it, if I can trust Kuzma? Maybe.
I
think think they should have went and tried to
in the
take those
future,
over.
we won't have this problem. He's going to say, like, okay, now this game is close.
Good.
I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do
He can
to
make
bring
them
us
a
home.
very viable Western Conference team.
Am I wrong? Who in the West outside of Golden State should be better than them? Utah, I don't know what's happened to them. Denver.
They're up and down. They have their moments. Denver's up and down. Houston hasn't figured it out. Oklahoma City's still got some health issues.
And the only reason
I'm not saying these
the only
teams aren't
reason
good, but you got LeBron James and you got some talent around.
let that sink in. The only reason we're talking about the Lakers is because of who? Because we was on Cleveland, we talking about the Cavs.
Okay, I give you that. But you panicked right before the regular season
I didn't
started.
panic.
You panicked. You were up 55 wins. And you
It
dropped
was
to
that Skip.
49.
Stop saying. I said they
I
win
think you
between-
did. I think you
And
did.
the truth was, you said they can't shoot.
They couldn't.
So they've won 4 straight games. And against Minnesota, they made 15 threes. And then at Sacramento, 12. Atlanta, 14 threes. Last night, 15 more threes.
Well, if
they
they-
can
If
shoot.
they're hitting their threes,
They can
they're gonna
shoot.
Be tough to
Yeah.
beat. They're gonna
Because
be tough to beat.
there's nobody better at setting up open threes
Right.
than LeBron, because his skip passes where he just jumps and fires it across the court. There's nobody who can do that. And all of a sudden, Brandon Ingram's like, God, I'm all alone over
Brandon
there.
Ingram airballed it.
He airballed just 3.
And Lonzo Ball wouldn't shoot. He like, what is this? What I'm supposed to do with this?
Well,
Well, he'd
look,
already saved the game.
The Rondo injury, as much as I like Rondo, it could
clear-
help.
okay.
Yeah, because
Clear.
it gives Lonzo, the freedom.
But
This is
Lonzo
your chance.
got 5 weeks.
Right.
You
I
got
agree,
5
right.
weeks.
To establish
You on
yourself.
you on
Well,
deck.
he already had how many games was he suspended?
5.
4 games? 5 games?
4 games.
4. He's
Four.
suspended 4. Well, didn't Lonzo play pretty big in those 4 games?
Let's see.
Got
him keep
time
it up.
here. Next up for the Lakers on the road, 3 games, some familiar faces. He starts with Orlando, then LeBron sees Miami and Cleveland. See how he handles that one.
We need to
They,
be 3-0.
they should be. I mean, those are winnable games.
They might
Okay.
shut Cleveland out.
Uh-oh. Let's hope not. We don't want that. No one
Yeah, we
wants
do.
it that
Yeah, we
bad. Jimmy Butler's got a new home, but it wasn't the debut that he was hoping for. We're going to discuss what happened last night next.
No mercy.
Jimmy Butler is out of Minnesota and made his debut with the Sixers last night. And Butler had 14 points in 33 minutes, but it was spoiled by the Magic. Orlando scored 21 straight points in the fourth quarter, beat Philly 111-106. And after the game, Butler still sounded optimistic about his new home. Let's take a listen.
A lot has been going on, but that's never an excuse for not winning. No matter what, we're expected to win. I'm expected to win. We're expected to win as a team. So that's not an excuse. So far, we all get along. I think that's the first thing. We all want each other to be great. We're all talking about where we're supposed to be and what we see out there on the floor. I'm telling you, it's coming sooner rather than later. We're gonna be just fine. Because once we put this thing together, we're gonna be tough.
All right, Chris Broussard is still with us, but I'm going to start with Skip on this one. No, it's early, but what was your impression of his debut?
I watched, unfortunately, this entire game, and I still say this team, the Sixers, will be the best and the beast of the East, but it sure wasn't last night down the stretch. I still say Joel Embiid is the best player in the East, but he sure wasn't down the stretch last night. So, with 10 minutes and 51 seconds left last night, Joel Embiid hit another 3. He had 4 for the game, and unfortunately, he fell completely in love with perimeter jump shots because that put them up 16 points, and down the stretch, he shot nothing but perimeter jump shots. Jimmy Butler deferred. Jimmy Butler's the new guy. Jimmy Butler went passive. Jimmy Butler took 2 fourth-quarter shots and missed both of them. And all of a sudden, Joel Embiid went 1 for 6 in the fourth quarter, and he shot 0 free throws. Against Charlotte the other night, he made 19 of 22 free throws, many of them clutch free throws because he's an 80% free throw shooter. And that game went overtime, and he took it to overtime and then won the game in overtime at the free throw line. Last night, he made 3 of 4 free throws. Last night, he made 0 shots in the paint. He took 2 shots in the paint and made 0. He scored 0 paint points, but he had his first ever career triple-double, and it was completely bogus and misleading because he just didn't make enough shots. What was he, 6 for 20? 6 for 20 from the field? It won't work. When you shoot 4 total free throws, it won't work. He should have paraded to the free throw line with a 16-point lead by commanding and demanding the ball in the paint because Vucevic can't stop. They don't have anybody can stop him. But if he falls in love with threes, because he made 4, and he starts shooting perimeter jumpers, they are going to lose, and they did. They're going to have to figure it out. Either he's going to have to give the ball to Jimmy and let him close because Jimmy is like, okay, you're the big dude. You know, you go tonight. And it did not work. But I still love this team's potential.
It was a curse because he's going against Vucevic. And Vucevic is shooting outside. He's making them. And, you know, they go ahead because the first half battle, one had 18, the other had 16. But Joel Embiid was 2 of 14 after the first quarter, to your point, Skip. And that's what happens. I hate when big guys make a few outside shots because you can see that's going to be the theme for tonight. There's no reason, and I get it. It's nice to be able to have that to your arsenal. But, dude, you're 7'1", you're 280 pounds. Get your big butt down on the block and punish someone. It should be unacceptable for him to shoot anything less than 8 to 10 free throws a night. But
he should have had 10 free throws in the fourth quarter. Seriously.
And lately, he had been playing bully ball inside, you know, and killing people. Right. They can't stop me. Look, it's one game. I'm not going to jump to too many conclusions off one game. This system, Jimmy didn't really know where to be. You could see that. And it's one thing when you get traded somewhere and it's a team that's heavy on isolation, pick and roll. You can pick that up easily. Philadelphia, they predicated their offense on ball movement, player movement, so he didn't really know what to do. I like that he was deferential.
Yeah. And Minnesota is different because that's Tim systems. He played for Tim.
Exactly.
So he was able to walk right in the door and like, boom, let's go.
True.
Yep. I like that he was deferential. He's not going to be that way too long. But he let, you know, like you said, you don't want to go in there and try to take over too much. Ben Simmons was that's what. See, I think Brett Brown, who is a good coach, he's going to have to find what's the perfect system for this group. Because Ben was like just kind of down by the low block a lot, off the ball. Like, what was he doing?
He's got.
And I don't blame it just on Ben, but what is their system calling for him to do?
But in order for Ben Simmons and this team to eventually get to the ultimate destination, he got to get at least a 10-foot shot.
Yeah.
He's got to get something. Skip, look, I'm not saying he has to have three-point range, but, dude, if he can't drive and dunk or lay the ball up, he's a non-factor on the offensive end.
I mean, unless he sets up the offense.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
right.
But
that's what I would. I mean, I would go to just putting it in Ben's hands and let him. Now, J.J. Redick, what you saw last night from him, he's going to get so many open looks. Because before, you only had to worry about Embiid. You didn't even have to worry about Simmons. Now you have to worry about Embiid and Butler.
Yeah.
So Redick's going to be a big beneficiary.
Fourth quarter, J.J. Redick had one look and missed it. One shot.
And then the one and that shows you. Okay. Like Butler was brought in to close, and obviously he didn't do that last night. Maybe he was deferring, but last night actually, at the end of the game, Skip, it looked a lot like the Boston series. Remember when they'd have control of the game and they just made mistakes?
Dribble out of bounds.
Redick stepped out of bounds.
Yeah,
he had the charge.
He made that shot, but he stepped out of bounds.
Butler had a charge. Like, they got to figure that out, and the coaching staff's going to have to help them figure that out.
I agree with you. When you have 3 of the top 10, there's no reason you shouldn't be the best team. Now, maybe the most complete and deep team is the Celtics because they legitimately go 8 deep, and that's how many you normally play in the playoffs.
I think they go too deep, but go ahead.
They go
seriously.
Well, they're going to have to get somebody is too deep on the bench. And that's
they got issues.
That's going to be the problem, Skip. Somebody's too deep on the bench because Jason Tatum doesn't look like the same guy that we saw in the playoffs. Terry Rozier, like, hold on, wait a minute, bro. Did y'all see what I did in the playoffs last year? I was hitting big-time shots.
You know why? And look, we all know how great Kyrie is. But last year, when the star was gone, it was all ball movement. Everybody the ball. Now you watch it, it's more ISO. You know, that's what they have to figure out.
And what happens, Skip? Remember, I told you, Skip, sometimes you can make your destiny on the very road you took to avoid it. He didn't like isolation ball. Oh, he didn't like, he had a veteran leader, guy like year 14, 15, veteran guy to let all the young guys know this thing is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Whoa, Kyrie, what are you there for? You keep talking about you need a veteran leader. Aren't you a veteran? Al Horford said, bro, I need to holler at you right quick because I don't appreciate you putting that out there talking about we need veteran leadership and I've been this thing 12 deep.
And Horford is a great leader.
Kyrie just couldn't take the King's drama
And
anymore.
Kyrie just can't
He's
take
the
this
drama
pressure.
king.
This pressure. Oh, now the pressure's on him to
You know
deliver.
who else is on, though? Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens, go from Butler to the Celtics prior to this year. It's always been the little engine that could. You don't get blue chippers at Butler. Last year, when Kyrie got hurt, even with Kyrie, he was just one star. Everybody else trying to prove they belong in the NBA. Now there's expectations. Now you got two stars with Hayward, who thinks he's a star. You got egos to deal with. Now let's see how Brad does with talent and ego and
Now
expectations.
let's see what goes on in Toronto, because last night in Toronto, number 2's team lost at home.
Oh,
and you know what? Number 2 actually chose to play in that game, and he had 6 turnovers, and they lost.
And what did he
Just
take?
when everybody's ready to crown them and put them in the
And
NBA
what-
You guys are sleeping
number
on them.
2.
Both of y'all.
He'll never be anything but number 2 to me.
And he said,
Number 2.
and he will continue
Yeah.
to not play in those back-to-backs until
Yeah.
he's 100% healthy
Yeah,
and get right.
He's still got that thigh bruise that kept him out.
I will admit, he needs to start playing. Like,
We gotta get
he's
right.
only on pace to play, 58 games or something? Like, come on.
But it'll be 58 good ones.
Yeah, but
Well, not last night it
he
wasn't.
needs to play.
6
See,
turnovers.
but see, y'all keep comparing everybody to my guy. My guy indestructible.
Your guy's in the West. We're talking about a wide open East.
Because you know when he got tired. I mean, at some point in time, you get tired of just beating everybody down to the East. So we took our talents to the West because we mess with the West.
You tired of cakewalking?
Yeah.
Cakewalks get boring after a while.
All I know is that cakewalk, think about it. The worst team in the NBA is who? The Cavaliers. And LeBron had that team in the NBA Finals.
Well, they're the worst team without Kevin Love.
Don't do that, Skip.
They would still be the worst.
Don't do
I
that,
don't
Skip.
think so.
Skip, don't do that.
Who'd they beat the other? I beat Charlotte the other night.
They gonna win
Jordan
every.
Clarkson
They gonna
scored
win one
24.
game a month or something like that. That's about the pace.
They're gonna be vying with Phoenix for the number 1 seed, for the number 1 pick.
It could
Wait
be a
a second.
blessing for my
Phoenix
hometown.
beat what's left of my Spurs last night.
Oh, y'all,
Right, what's left of them?
what's left?
I told you
It's a
before the
mess.
year, I'm not picking them to be
You
in the
want
playoffs.
see now you want number 2 back, don't you?
I don't want
You
him
want
back.
him back. Old number 2 to be delivering for
I
you.
wish him on somebody else. You can have him. Good luck and good
They
riddance.
the best team in the East.
He who must not be named. I love the number 2 thing.
Number 2.
Kawhi.
Number
His
2.
name is Kawhi. Skip.
How
Say
you
it.
gonna do
His
it
name
all
is
the way
Kawhi.
through the finals? How you gonna just call him number 2?
Number 2. Because
'Cause
he
they gonna
quit.
be
He
there.
quit
Until
on
he
us
starts
last
playing. I'm with you.
Say his name.
He doesn't play enough.
His
Say
name
his
is Kawhi.
name.
I
You can
agree.
say it.
Show enough.
All right, Chris.
The
Thank
poor
you
roll
for
the
being
thing
here.
nice.
Thanks for helping the conversation. Is Tom Brady now just an average quarterback? Average. We'll
Not
discuss
again.
with Eric Dickerson next.
Slightly above.
No mercy.
41-year-old Tom Brady and the Patriots were blown out in Tennessee on Sunday, and that has led to a lot of people in the media to start writing about the end of the Brady era. Patriots.com wrote, quote, "He's still good, but he may not be good enough to cure everything that ails his team like he once did." Pro Football Talk pointed out that Brady's stats have declined this year, and now his numbers are pretty average. And Bleacher Report wrote, quote, "Brady's arm looks like overcooked fettuccine right now." Skip, I'm sorry I keep bringing up that quote. I know you don't like it.
Pure
I
blasphemy.
know you don't like it. We are
Football Focus.
now
That was Bleacher
joined.
Report.
Yes.
He said Pro Football Focus says his numbers are declining.
Well, they're down from what they were.
Oh.
We already want to get going. Eric Dickerson, welcome.
Good
Thank you
morning.
for
Good
joining
morning,
us.
Jenny.
We'd like your take on this. Is this the beginning of the end for Brady?
Well,
Go ahead.
got to look at Skip first.
Yeah.
I don't want to start crying over here. Well, look, let's get it straight. First of all, Tom Brady, in football terms, is an old ass man.
Oh.
I mean, it's the truth. He's an old man. In life, he's not, but he's an old man. Look, football is a young man's sport.
Young.
20, maybe 32, 33, and you're getting old then. But he's an old man, and that's what it comes down to. Tom Brady is the greatest system quarterback. I think system quarterback. Really is. I mean, because you got to understand,
okay over there, Skip?
you know, he's had
What system?
that
Did Bill Walsh invent this
Hold
Patriot
on.
offense? I don't know. I don't know who invented it.
Now, you want to talk about system. System. Because Bill Belichick, him and Josh, it's a system. They have a system there in place.
Belichick didn't invent any offensive system.
It's still a system. He plays
the Patriot way.
The Patriot, right? It's a system.
I mean, Tom Brady invented it.
Let's go.
I'll give you that.
You want to go quarterback? Let's go Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Joe Montana played for one of the greatest minds in football, Bill Walsh.
I think the greatest.
No doubt about that. Joe Montana won 4 Super Bowls. Joe Montana played in the 80s. Let's put it like this. If if Tom Brady would have got hit by Lawrence Taylor the way Joe Montana did, LT would be in prison for like 30 years. Yeah. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, it's a different football.
If Brady had pliability back in the 80s, he could have hit him all he wanted to.
You could. It's like even some of the rules right now are in place for Tom Brady, the Brady rule. You can't. Don't go below the leg. That's Tom Brady. Don't do that. Look, Tom is a great quarterback. I'm not saying that he's a great quarterback, but he really is. His time is over. I mean,
it's over?
Well, it's coming to an end. Let's put it like he could play till he's 44, 40. Skip, golly, do you have you can't say nothing about him.
He just won the MVP just this last football season.
You still have to say it's coming to an end. Let's put it like that. It is
sooner than later.
Hold up, Skip. Settle down, Skip. Settle down. Don't get so. It's coming to an end. It really is.
In 4 years, it will.
No. Even before then, I think it's going to be
before then.
The old ass man just threw for 505 in the last Super Bowl. It's the all-time playoff record.
That is, and when was that?
Well, that's ancient history.
But
it was clear back.
But that's still yesterday's history. I mean, like I said, he's still a great quarterback. I still say he's a great system quarterback. I look at Joe. Look, I take Joe Montana. I'm gonna go Joe Montana. Joe Montana went to Kansas City at the end of his career.
Yeah.
Now he went to a team that ran the football. Marty Schottenheimer. What are you doing with Marty Schottenheimer? Took him to the AFC Championship game. Mm-hmm. AFC Championship game. Who was his receivers? Do you know?
Who was his coordinator?
No, who was his receiver?
His coordinator was Paul Hackett, who was his coordinator in San Francisco.
Receivers he had. Do you know who receivers were? No one knows. Willie Dawson and Lake Davis.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, that shows you. I mean, he had nobody.
He's great, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even his career comes to an end after a while.
Because he did not take care of himself the way Tom Brady takes care of
himself. He took care of himself, but they hit you back then, and they can hit you.
They hit you back then.
Look, the thing is that it's okay. Father, like you said, I love how Father Time waits on no one except Tom Brady. They're like, Tom, you get everything in order.
He's waiting until he's 45.
Whatever. You keep talking about that Super Bowl he threw for 505, but what did he throw for on Sunday?
You don't want to hear that?
My turn?
No, it's not your turn. How many yards did he throw for Sunday?
No, don't ask me unless I get to go.
No, I want you to.
You didn't let me go. You didn't let me go. Go ahead. Let it go. You wouldn't let nobody else go. Come on, go, Skip.
Go ahead.
First, I got to deal with the fettuccine reference because it is so wrong. He had a fettuccine arm at Michigan, if that's what you want to call fettuccine, because he never had high velocity. He was never Marino. He was never Elway. He was never Brett Favre. Who else do you want to throw in there? Those are the three strongest arms I ever saw, right? Yeah. And yet, he did have Montana caliber arm, which is above average, deadly accurate, especially under pressure. So what did we see him do just about 6 weeks ago on October 14th on a Sunday night? He went up against the hottest young gun in pro football. Your team's about to see him on Monday night. Patrick Mahomes, and he outgunned him. Tom Brady threw for 182 yards in the fourth quarter to win 43-40, and he's washed up. Father Time's sitting right beside him, tapping him on the shoulder pads, according to you two. Then just 2 Sunday nights ago, I think, unless I dreamed it, he outgunned the great Aaron Rodgers. Sunday Night Football, he threw for 104 in the fourth quarter and 2 touchdowns, and he threw the game breaker to Josh Gordon, 55 yards that made it 31-14. Is that Father Time? Are you washed up? Is that fettuccine noodle arm? I don't know.
I love what you do, Skip.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just reciting stats and facts.
Well, recite the stats from Sunday.
Okay, Sunday. What happened? He goes down to Tennessee against the hottest team you can
Not
argue
hottest
in pro.
defense.
Well,
Is he not Tom Brady?
They went
Is he
into,
not Tom Brady?
into Jerry World and took my Cowboys apart. And by the way, they are the number one scoring defense in pro football belongs to the Tennessee Titans. And they had a whole bunch of players just spoiling to get even with Bill Belichick for shipping them out.
Okay.
Am I right about that?
You're right about
Malcolm
that.
Butler and Deion Lewis.
But
am I right?
but here's the thing.
And so they are gunned up for this game. And their coach used to play for Belichick and practice every day against Tom Brady.
But what does that have to do with Tom
Tom
Brady?
Brady.
Is that
He's
not
still
Tom
Tom
Brady?
Brady.
Game plan. So, did Gronkowski play in this game? No.
You said he didn't need Gronk.
Wait, is Brandon Cooks? No, he's not there. Wait, is Amendola there anymore? No, he's in Miami. Wait, is Julian Edelman even a shell of his former self? I don't see it.
Is he on the
whoa,
field?
Whoa, wait a second. And Josh Gordon is his primary target. He threw 12 balls to Josh Gordon. The Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe, a Hall of Fame tight end, told me a couple of weeks ago, Josh Gordon runs like he has a piano on his back.
I did
That's
that.
his primary target right now. Really? 12 balls. Guess how many he caught? He caught 4 balls.
Okay, can I, let me.
I'm just getting started.
Let me counter you. You said he had no Gronk. He won Super Bowl 51.
Sure.
You said he had no Gronk. He didn't need Gronk.
I know, but he
now
needs
he
somebody.
doesn't have Gronk.
Wait. But if you have Edelman and Amendola, at least you got shots. You got chances. You don't even have those two now.
But see, here's the thing.
Well, who do you have?
See, you see what you did, Skip?
It's now Josh Gordon, piano man or bust.
Okay,
it's the piano man or bust.
Okay,
Think
piano,
about that.
Okay, Billy Joel, piano man.
I'm serious.
But here's
Wow.
the thing, Skip. This is what you do. When Tom Brady doesn't play well, you put blame on his receivers. You put blame on Coach Belichick. When he plays well, you say, well, see how great
Tom Brady is.
But you can't do that, Skip. He's Tom Brady where he plays. Look at Kansas City's defense. You said he outgunned Patrick Mahomes. What about Kansas City's defense?
You know all about running the football.
Yes,
Eric
I do.
Dickerson, greatest running back ever. How many yards rushing did the Patriots have on Sunday at Tennessee? They had 40 total yards rushing. How hard is that on the quarterback?
But
The
the Patriots are known for not running the football. That's no big deal. They throw the
because the quarterback is so all-time
But that's
great.
their
He
MO.
overcomes
That's
that.
their MO. They throw the
In Super Bowl
football.
51 against Atlanta, how many yards did they rush for?
I don't know. They were down, 28 to 3?
Okay,
Tom Brady,
then.
do
Tom
you
Brady,
realize Tom
see?
Brady in the fourth
See?
quarter and overtime
See?
threw for
See?
246
Look,
yards?
The big thing is look, Tom Brady is still a good quarterback.
He's a great
He's a great quarterback.
He's the reigning MVP.
That's last year. It has nothing to do with this year.
Can I just explain what this is?
You know football is. Football is. What have you done for me
Time
lately?
out. You're just burned out on Tom Brady. You want him to go away in part because you two guys couldn't play into your 40s.
No,
And it
I
just
want to
drives
play.
you
I didn't
crazy.
want to take them
It
licks.
does.
I don't wanna take
It
them licks
hurts
at no
you.
40.
It
No.
tears you apart.
No,
You couldn't
it-
play.
no, when I
How
was
old were
playing-
you when you had to stop?
33.
33. You were 35?
35.
So this guy's 41 and he's still the reigning MVP.
He's a
and you're
quarterback.
jealous.
Hold on.
You're resentful.
jealous.
You're jealous.
If you don't mind me asking, Skip, who's the reigning Super Bowl champs? What is that doing for him this year? Tom Brady's the reigning MVP. What the hell does that got to do with him playing right now?
Not a thing.
Who outgunned Patrick Mahomes on Sunday night?
Who
outgunned
you know
Aaron
what?
Rodgers on Sunday night?
But who got outgunned by Marcus Mariota? Who got outgunned
Wait,
by Matthew
thank you for
Stafford?
asking that. The guy who's lost his fastball is the coach
You
of
see
the
what you Now it's Coach Belichick.
That's Belichick.
Wait. Well, don't. You're laughing, but wait a second. Belichick's defense got torched in the Super Bowl, gave up 41 points.
Yeah.
It got torched by Blake Bortles. It got torched at Detroit by Matthew Stafford. They're not very good. It got torched in the second half by Patrick Mahomes to the tune of 31 points in the second half at home. And then wait a second. It got torched by Marcus Mariota at Tennessee. They had 17 after one quarter on the way to scoring 31 points on Belichick's defense.
You see what you did again, Skip?
It is now 14.
Take it off Tom Brady.
You see what he did? Now,
I'm not doing anything.
6 weeks ago, he outgunned
Okay,
Patrick
so
Mahomes.
wait a second. He's got one target, Josh Gordon, the piano man.
Yeah.
He's got no defense and no run game. What do you think would happen to any mortal quarterback? And he is still mortal, even though he's discovered this secret of longevity called pliability. I'm knocking on
No,
wood.
well, the thing is that you can't touch the quarterback. If you could really hit the quarterback, hold it.
Okay.
If you could hit him,
You can
now
still
hit the quarterback.
You can still hit the quarterback.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can.
Hey.
You got to watch how you fall on him. You know, oh, he put too much weight into him. He grabbed him around the neck and fell on him. You know, he got pushed into his legs. I mean, you can't.
Okay, but you can't hit Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers either, right? Are there different rules for Tom Brady?
Yes, it is.
You You've made different rules because when they lose,
I didn't
it's
make
someone else's fault. When they win, it's all he outgunned Patrick Mahomes. He threw for the most. No, Skip. He's still
what
Tom
would
Brady.
happen to Joe Montana if you took away all his receivers and all his run game and you gave him a lousy defense? Was Kansas City's defense lousy that year? It was not. It was really good.
They were very good. But Skip, you keep talking about what happened. I keep telling you, in 37 playoff games, Tom Brady's defense in the fourth quarter averaged giving up 2.9 a game.
Yeah, and I can show you. Wait. A lot of that is by time of possession because the defense doesn't have to play in the fourth quarter because the quarterback controls the football.
But when you do score, you have to kick it off.
Yeah.
And Coach Belichick's defense is stifling people.
Okay, well, it's not anymore because Father Time has tapped Bill Belichick on the shoulder.
But it's not Tom Brady.
What did Tom Brady do on Sunday? He's welcome to score more than 14, Skip. He was welcome to.
Hey, it's not Tom Brady's fault, so forget that.
Against Detroit. You know, there ain't no cap on how many points you can score.
Did you see the drops? I saw 4 big drops on Sunday.
Did you see the incompletion?
I said, this is some incompletions.
I didn't see any throwaways.
You did. Skip, don't
You
do
guys
that.
could sit here all day and talk about Tom Brady.
You know, this is just
Are you going to Tom Brady's house when you leave
Brady
here?
hates.
Are you going
I don't even know Tom Brady.
You got to
I
know.
don't like the Patriots.
I
don't like the Patriots.
believe it.
No, he doesn't like the Patriots, but he loves Tom Brady.
I just love
Okay.
greatness.
How you hate LeBron then? That's the greatest of the great.
Speaking of greatness, we might have quite a game Monday night between the Rams and Chiefs. We're going to look ahead. These three are going to give us their picks next.
No mercy.
In another huge matchup this week, the Rams are a 3.5-point favorite against the Chiefs on Monday night here in LA. The game features two of the best offenses in football, and right now the Rams are Super Bowl favorites while the Chiefs have the third best odds. We're joined once again by the Rambassador, Eric Dickerson.
What can I say?
Your new name around here.
What can I say? I'm here. Thank you for that name, Skip. I thank you.
Well,
even though I know you're not a Ram fan, we're going to try to convert you.
Okay, I want you to make your case on why the Rams are going to get it done Monday.
Are the Rams going to win this football game? Are they?
You tell me.
Of course they're going to win this football game. Of course the Rams going to win. Let me tell you why the Rams going to win this football game. I told you this 2 years ago, Skip. We have the best running back in football in Todd Gurley. Even in spite of Jeff Fisher, I thought he still was the best player and the best running back. We showed it last year. He's showing it again this year. The way you beat the Kansas City Chiefs is keep their offense on the sideline. Mm-hmm. They're ranked 23rd against the rush. We have to have those 15-play drives, those 12-play drives. You have to keep Tyreek Hill, you have to keep Hunt, you have to keep Kelsey on the sideline. Most definitely, their best player is Mahomes. You want to keep him doing this with the clipboard, like, dang, when can I get on the field? Okay. That is the way that we beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And we have the offensive line to do it. Now, I got to say this, it's time for our defense to step up and start playing some real football. But for us offensively, that is how we beat the Kansas City Chiefs, is run the football with our best player, the MVP this year of the National Football League, Todd Gurley, should be MVP. Should have got it last year, Skip. So I'm going with running the football.
What happened when the Rams went to New Orleans? I get foggy on my memory.
You know what? It was time. We lost the game. We're not going to win them all. I'll say this much here.
The quarterback on the other team is really good, having maybe his greatest year ever.
Will get out. Is the season over? Is it over?
No.
There we go. Key word, it's not over yet.
Maybe I'm going to have to go against you. I'm going to have to take the Chiefs in this ball game because your defense, the last 3 games have been terrible. I expected them to play better, especially against Seattle. Seattle was able to run the ball with conviction, and then Russell had more time than I thought he would. I don't like the matchup with Tyreek Hill and Marcus Peters. You don't like that matchup either. But the thing is that what the Chiefs can do now that Justin Houston has come back, D Ford, and Chris Jones. Chris Jones is going to the Pro Bowl. He's probably going to be an all-pro DT. Because, man, he is unbelievable at collapsing the pocket inside. And the thing that the Rams, Sean McVay, he likes to push the ball down the field. In order to push the ball down the field, you need a lot of 5- and 7-step drops. Well, when you take those kind of drops, you give those defensive ends, Ford and Houston, an opportunity with Chris Jones collapsing the pocket inside. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think it'll be a close game, but it'll be high-scoring. But I'm gonna lean towards the Chiefs in this ball game. And Patrick Mahomes solidifies and put a little more distance between him and O'Breeze for that MVP.
Really? Distance? I don't think there's any distance.
Yeah,
He's actually chasing
What
Breeze.
does Vegas say? What did Vegas say, Skip Bayless? Who's the favorite to win the MVP? You like Vegas. What did they say?
What does QBR say? Drew Brees passed Patrick Mahomes.
You're that QBR thing.
So you're on yet another bandwagon. You have prematurely dug in on Patrick Mahomes, and it's still a whole lot of football.
Oh, you got the Rams? You got the Rams?
I got the Rams at home, and Las Vegas has the Rams because the bandwagon is rolling, the bettors bandwagon, because once it got moved from Mexico City to Los Angeles, it went from Rams by 2.5 to bet up to 3.5, and I think it will probably continue to go up a little bit.
Yeah, it's still true. It's a true home field now.
It is a true home field. There's something about Andy Reid teams I just don't buy. I can't completely, but maybe this kid is changing life in Kansas City.
He's
well,
the
maybe
best quarterback Andy's had.
Okay. Well, I think Donovan McNabb was really good.
Not in year 2 like this, Skip.
Maybe not in year 2, but Donovan was playing at a very high level the year they went to the Super Bowl.
Skip, there's only been 3-4 guys that have numbers he's had through the first 10 games. I mean, let that sink in now.
Okay, but
those are just numbers.
What is Andy Reid's history of coaching? His teams are more finesse, and as it gets colder and colder and the hitting rises and rises, somehow they start getting punished down the stretch. They start to fade because they're not the most physical football team, because physicality prevails in December and January.
Well, he had check down Alex.
Okay, well, he did have, but check down has won a bunch of football games in his life, and they jumped out 5-0 last year, then they lost 6 of 7, but then they sort of righted the ship and got it back on track. They won their last 4 last year, and then they lost to Marcus Mariota at home in the wild card.
Ain't no shame in losing to Marcus.
Okay.
Yeah, you saw what he did to you-know-who.
Torch Belichick.
Yeah, you see it? Oh, he punished
Belichick guy, not Brady, but Belichick.
That he criticized Andy Reid for losing to Marcus Mariota.
I believe that when Patrick Mahomes is on the football field, that they're going to get after him in ways he hasn't been gotten after yet. And I believe those 2 inside rushers who are just absolute beasts.
They are.
With you added Fowler off the edge, and you know what? He's pretty good. I don't know if he'll ever quite live up to his draft status.
No,
what was he like?
Third overall.
Yeah. But you know what? I saw flashes. I know he had some stupid penalties, and he gets to lose it. Okay, I got it. That's who he is. But he also was disruptive down the stretch of that game. And I think you have an edge rusher you did not have before, and I think that's going to really tell the tale in this game. You lost Cooper Kupp, who's a possession receiver who's pretty good. You know, he's pretty valuable.
Did a great job complimenting Cooks and Robert Woods.
Listen, every time I turn on my TV and watch Robert Woods, he gets better and better. He has some T.O. in him because he just runs angry to me. He plays with that sort of ferocity that T.O. was just like playing with rage. I don't know what, but I like him.
What if I told you that the Buffalo Bills had Robert Woods?
They did.
And Marquise Goodwin.
Yep.
And they let them both go.
Okay, well, what's that say about the Bills?
Okay. We talk about, and they had Nathan Peterman.
But they didn't have Sean McVay. That's the difference. They didn't have coach.
Dallas could have had him.
Yeah, but we had Sean McVay. You know, and I do agree. I agree with you that Fowler's doing a very good job for a guy who's came in for 2 weeks, and we needed that. We need that edge rush. I think that's one thing that's been missing for us. I mean, we play that 3-4 defense, and that's made for the backers to make the plays. That's one thing where we're really hurting at. But for our offense, I still believe that we'll be able to run the football against the Kansas City Chiefs. We're still, and I think Colorado Springs, practicing up there. I think when we come back, one thing about a defensive line and a defense, if you run the football enough, all of a sudden, you know this. It's like, man, can't y'all stop them up there? Man, we come on, make some tackles. And that's what we're looking for on Sunday. I believe that the Rams will play to me, we haven't played a very good football game in weeks. I mean, like, all the way around.
Yeah,
I mean, all the way around. Like, really good, like you say, okay, I feel good about this game. Even though we won the game last week, I didn't feel good about it. I'd rather lost the game than to lose Cooper Kupp, to be honest with you.
Right.
But that's football. We won the football game. But Monday night, we haven't had a Monday night football game, I think, since 1985 here. So Monday night in L.A., I think will be a big game for the Los Angeles Rams. And thank you, Skip, for going with my Rams. I told you,
And
we're going to make you an undercover Rams.
Will the Ram ambassador be front and center on Monday night?
Would you like to go? Would you like to go to the game? It's my guess.
Too late for me.
I'll go.
Okay. Come on, Jenny. Come go to the game.
Yeah.
I know Shannon not going to go.
Man, Jenny, you're just all about it now.
Come on, Jenny. Jenny's more than.
I got to take advantage of this.
Let me know, Jenny, if you want to
It's a big game. Two teams,
But you're
9-1.
going to roam the sidelines, right?
You can roam with me.
Just wait, you'll see Eric and I.
Me and Jenny walking down the sideline.
I need to be in the suite. I need to get some food.
Okay, thank you for joining us. We wish Wish you luck on Monday. We'll see. All right, will the feud continue between Kevin Durant and Draymond Green tonight? We will see and discuss next.
No mercy.
In Golden State, Draymond Green is expected to return tonight after serving a one-game suspension. Draymond got in a heated exchange with KD during Monday's game and reportedly called him the B word multiple times. Yesterday, KD's brother took an apparent shot at Draymond on Instagram, saying, quote, "True colors ain't hard to see when someone is mad. It's so much clearer now." He did then delete that post, but we don't miss those posts. Okay, Shannon, how will this play out between Draymond?
So he called him a baller? He called him a boss? I mean, what did he call him, Skip?
You know what he called him.
Not
What he
that
called your man LeBron.
Hey, he got punished for that one too, didn't he?
Yep.
He cost him a championship.
It
Because
did.
LeBron got mad.
No, just because he couldn't play Game 5.
Don't do that, Skip. He played 6 and 7.
Yep.
But anyway, as I was saying before you so rudely interrupted me, look, I think they're going to be professional. They'll try to work through this, but KD knows. Just 2 days ago, you called me that name.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when people say things out of anger, that's their true feelings. That's the time that, you feel you can say whatever because you're in that state. And like, so that's how you really feel. That's what you think of me. That's what KD's going to do everything he possibly can to go out there on the court and, Draymond's going to grab the rebound. He's going to make a conscious effort to make sure he gives the ball to KD early. But KD will never forget this one.
He will not.
And like I said, I felt KD was 85% up out of there before this incident happened. This doesn't change it for me. A lot of people are like, well, he's going to stay now because what the Warriors did to Draymond. Nah, I think both of them are gone. Because for me, if I'm Draymond, I can't. After all I've done for you, and this is what y'all going to do, y'all going to suspend me, y'all going to make me the public like, to show KD that we love him, we're going to suspend old poor Draymond. Nah, bro, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to be joining KD. We're not going to the same team.
I don't think they're going to the same team.
Right, but I'm up out of here. But KD will be professional, but KD's not letting this go. His brother, like I said, I don't really know KD and his brother's relationship, but normally, I used to, when he was in OKC, he was at a lot of the games, and when KD got his MVP, obviously he was in attendance. So they, for all I know, they could be very close. But he's right. When someone's angry, their true feelings, their emotions will spill out because they can't control it. And I'm sure KD's thinking, this is what you really think of me, bro. You all this talk about K did this and K big time for us.
Yep.
But you really think I'm weak. You really think I'm soft.
That's what he thinks. And he showed his true colors. And brother spoke for brother on Twitter. And in this case, I do think Kevin will attempt to be professional tonight and going forward, but I think it will be at best icy and awkward between these two because we have watched Kevin Durant closely be as sensitive a superstar as we've ever seen, especially in the NBA. We have seen him fire back on Twitter at Joe Nobodies on Twitter, at the smallest people on Twitter. He will take issue and exception with, right?
Yes, he will.
And I watched him for those years in Oklahoma City. He just could never get over the fact that management treated Russell Westbrook like he was the man in the franchise.
Right.
He was the go-to. He was the last shot taker. He was the more important of the 1 and 1A superstars in Kevin's eyes. He never got over that. And I just don't think he's ever going to get over this, completely over it, where you sort of kiss and make up, so to speak. You know, I don't think it's going to get to that.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever be like they once were. And, the reporter asked us that, well, Kevin, you and Draymond were friends before you guys became teammates. And KD's like, well, I don't really know how that's important now.
No, he just dismissed that. Let's talk about the game.
Yeah, what do they got to do with, And, look, you don't have to be best friends to be teammates. But in a basketball situation, let's just say, Skip, I got into it with a defensive player, D lineman or linebacker. Look, I'm in there for regular meetings, the big meeting with the head coach, and then we go our separate ways. We don't see each other again until we get on the practice field. But in basketball,
you barely see that. I mean, it's not that much.
Because when they're practicing, I'm on the back talking and carrying on with the offensive unit. And when we're up, they're doing their thing. But in basketball, it's only 12 of you guys.
Yep.
And you guys are in the same area all the time. How do you make this work? How do I make this work, Skip, when I know what this man said to me, and I know that this man feels this way about me? You can't take that back. That's why sometimes you don't let a temporary moment of anger put you in a situation where you say something permanently harmful. Kevin Durant's not getting over this, Skip. You might apologize all you want to. Two things you can never get back, Jenny Taft. Words spoken and deeds done. You can apologize all you want to. You can say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, but if it came up and it came out, oh yeah. Because how did that come, Skip? That got to be somewhere. That got to come from somewhere. You've been thinking,
down.
Yeah, you've been holding that one. You've been holding that for the very moment that someone tick you off, because when you got a whole bunch of things saved up. That when somebody tick you off, they come out, boom, 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 boom. You just firing them.
I'm going to say it one more time. If I'm Golden State, I'm trading Draymond. I'm trying to clear the decks. If I think DeMarcus Cousins is going to get back to 90-some% with his Achilles injury, I think he will in January. He can do many of the Draymond things.
But what if KD's like, hey, don't you want some assurances that KD gonna stay?
The first thing I'm going to try to salvage is this year's
shot.
shot.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's why I'm not trading Draymond. I'm like, look, guys, we need to make this thing. We're going to make it work. Let's go ahead and win this title. That's going to be 3 in a row. We'll be on history. KD, you got a chance for 3 finals MVP in a row. That's only been done twice. Shaq and MJ. So now, ain't nobody going nowhere. Make it work.
But the bitterness between these two will rear its ugly head when least expected in the playoffs someplace.
Ain't nobody going to put no pause. Ain't nobody going to do anything later.
We're going to be watching this one closely tonight, and you're right. It could linger for the season. So what about college basketball and what we've been seeing from Zion Williamson? He might be the best player right now, but could he have been an even better football player? We'll discuss that and tell you more next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. Zion Williamson has lived up to the hype so far at Duke. He had 21 points in last night's blowout win, but Zion could have played football. A former LSU tight ends coach told ESPN that he offered Zion a scholarship because he thought, quote, why not? He's probably the best damn tight end to ever live. Shannon?
Wait, I thought you were, Shannon.
I mean, hey,
How do you feel about that quote?
I don't like it.
Could he have been a tight end in your eyes?
No. First of all, I'm not buying it, Skip, because I think he's too big to play tight end. I think he'd have been a heck of a defensive end because he could have been Julius Peppers.
I would agree.
Julius Peppers is 6'6", 285.
But can you be too big to play tight end?
Yeah, Skip, because if you 285 as an 18-year-old, the likelihood of you getting down to 245, not very good.
So what could he run the 40 in? Could he?
He probably never had to. I'd say what, 4'9"?
You think he could go under 5 at 285?
He probably could.
Ooh, that'd be freaky.
As a young man, I'll say he can get 4'9". 4'9".
I always thought LeBron could have been a great tight end, and LeBron did play high school football. Yeah. Zion has not played any football, and you know and I know there's one thing that happens in football that does not happen in basketball. You get your bell rung.
You better believe it.
Right?
Yeah.
And the first time you get it rung, sometimes you say, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I've had enough of this, right?
See, in basketball, Skip, you got to worry about a pick. Pick? No. There's a lot of picks going on out there. And they putting their helmet in your chest and up under your chin. So, and plus, the fact is that when you jump that high, you got to come down. And a lot of times, you're not coming down on your feet. Coming down on your neck, your back, your backside.
I think LeBron James said,
he did.
I'm not tough enough
LeBron
for this
did
game.
right. LeBron did
Didn't he say that?
I don't know.
No, he didn't say that.
He said that.
No, he didn't say that.
I'm not tough enough to be
Found
in
a way
football.
to get it in there.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports, one of one.